And we are live, for sure.
What's up? What
How's
episode
it
is
going?
this? It's 198 of these motherfuckers, right?
That's right, baby.
And you know what that means? There's only 2 left until 200 of these things.
I know.
200 times we have sat here and had these little arranged conversations. I would say that makes us better friends than almost any normal friendship out there, wouldn't you? Like, we have a more dedicated friendship than anybody, really, because every week for 200 weeks, almost, give or take, maybe I missed 30 or so, but we've sat down and had a conversation.
I'm marking you down for at least 25% gay just because of that.
No, I think it's cute because I mean I've only been around for like 18 episodes, so clearly he's speaking only to you, and I think it's a really genuine thing he's saying.
Of course I am.
I'm a horrible friend. I completely betrayed him, right? He's like, we
Wow.
really have a solid friendship. And
I
I'm
was like, you know what,
"You're
man?
gay,
Now that I
dude."
think about it, we spent a lot of time together, and I never really quantified it. And you're just like, fag. So let's talk some MMA. We got Joe Lauzon here.
We have Joe Lauzon and Tommy Toll Show. Joe, this is probably your like 7th time on, something like that. I'm not even sure.
Been a few times.
Yeah, it's been a couple times. And Tommy Toll Show, say hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, now you've heard Tommy Toll's real voice for those of you who are fans. And
Let's talk about what Tommy Toehold does for a second. Let's introduce that, because I feel like if they were out there, like at the same time, if they started playing a Tommy Toehold video, they'd really understand who this guy is and what he's about. Because they're going to be confused when they see his little head there and no person. But if they watch the video, they'd be like, oh yeah, it's Tommy Toehold. Okay.
Tommy has not.
And I
revealed-
really don't know what he's about at all.
He has a secret identity. That's why we're not seeing his face today.
Well, that's
And-
just stupid.
It is. I totally agree with you. It's fucking dumb.
So childish.
He does this idiotic thing where he puts on a weird accent, and
Made a series of videos on the internet.
can you do the Tommy Toehold accent? I don't know.
yeah, I can do the voice.
Think of something.
What's up, fight fans?
That's it.
Oh, that's stressful.
Can you come
It,
up with?
it hurts. It hurts. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, if I just drank a bunch of water and I try to do that voice, I'll just fucking puke everywhere. Like, no lie.
I love it.
I get
It's-
this.
every so
That's good.
I've,
You chose that one for your longtime character.
Yeah.
Why didn't I
Exactly.
do something a little easier?
Yeah. In retrospect, it was a horrible decision.
I've watched a lot of your videos, and it's funny. He always kicks off with like "What's up, fight fans? I'm the Jar Jar Binks of MMA," or like some sort of like horrible anti-compliment. It's
So
a
they're
blast.
really good sort of parody style MMA based videos with animation, and it's really funny. And especially if you're an MMA fan or a UFC fan, or if you don't have to know every fighter, but if you know the specific fighter that's in that video, it's really funny. I like the ones that involve Joe, of course. Like every time I'm just like, yeah, I got that reference. Yeah. Like when I see is it Chiesa? Was that his
Mike
name?
Chiesa.
Yes,
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
so
so
when I-
bad with names, Kyle. Carry on.
Please, that's the most difficult name we've ever had to. Like the announcers were struggling with it on Fox. Please, like when I saw his character and like his eye is gone and like ripped down, I died laughing. That was hilarious. He's like I don't know, man. Maybe they could have let it go a little longer, and his eye was gone.
So Joe has just picked up I guess he was tied for first, but now he is in sole possession of the most like performance of the night, sub of the night, fight of the night, knockout of the night, like bonus fighter in the history of the UFC, right? From beginning to end, no one has ever gotten more bonuses than Joe. So in the last Tommy Toehold video, he had a jacket made of like $100 bills or something.
I want to ask Joe that question. Joe, what is it about you that has allowed you to do that?
I'm incredibly impatient. So I think that like I rush like a motherfucker. Like I should be like, if I were smarter and I wanted to win more fights, I would be more patient and I would just win my matches. But instead, that's not good enough. I have to like do epic submissions or whatever and knee people in the face.
I'll tell you this. I'm going to rat Joe out here. He camps like a motherfucker in Call of Duty.
So you feel like you feel like your style is not only conducive to fucking people up, but doing so in a really entertaining way that wins you these awards.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
Pretty much. I think that I was never a guy that was like super like if I try to play it super slow and super technical, I don't think it would work out so well for me. Like I think I would win less fights. But if one of my coaches said one time, it's like, back in the day, pirates would light their hair on fire, then they would board the other ship. And I think that's kind of like how I fight. I just just go with them like my hair's on fire and just attack and try to win as quick as possible.
That makes sense. It was
That's insane.
Blackbeard. He would put cannon fuse in his hair and light it, so it was like.
That it was?
his-
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd never heard it before. One of my coaches told me. That was
He really did that shit.
crazy motherfuckers.
Seems like a terrible wartime tactic.
But imagine if a man came at you and his head was on fire already.
Think about how intimidating that
And
must be.
Yeah, that'd be terrifying. He's on fire before he gets there.
I would just walk
Yeah,
backwards.
it's a lot less work for the people he's fighting. Oh my
You're
god,
on a
this
boat.
If I ever go to war, I hope that my enemy starts on fire at the beginning.
Yeah, half the job's done then.
Yeah.
Just avoid him for 30 seconds and you're good.
No, dude. So we should probably talk about the Patreon. We're making a change.
Oh
That,
yeah, it's a big change.
Yeah, I actually today I mailed out a bunch of postcards, so that was part of the Patreon thing. People have been looking forward to it. I got my signature on it. It's on her way to Kitty. I've got here. Hold on. We ordered like hundreds of these things, but this is what our first months of postcards look like, and they're out there. But I guess the big news is Painkiller Nearly, which had previously been $25 a month, is changing in what is it? It was 10. Well, I'm
25.
It was 25.
Excuse
yeah.
me.
I'm sorry. It had previously been $25 a month, and it's dropping to 10 now. We're merging that with the $10 a month level. So if those of you who paid in, see what happens is you get billed September 1st and then you get it all like September long. So you paid for that, you'll get what you paid for. But then if you sign up in September, starting in October, because it'll bill you on October 1st, the price will be much lower. So as you watch this, we'll lower the price on the Patreon, combine that stuff, and yeah. So now Painkiller Nearly is less than half the price it used to be. So that's kind of a big deal. Check it out. There'll be an annotation on the side of your screen, a link in the description. You can see the Patreon and the rewards that go with it, and sign up. You'll probably like it. So, just trying to make this thing better all the time. And then, I don't know, Patreon to me has been a big win for the show. There's more content. We do 2 shows a week now instead of 1. We do the adventure stuff. And more than that, we haven't missed a show since it started. And someday that will happen, but it just becomes like I have a responsibility to actually make sure it happens. Like a good example is when we came back from the last adventure, I was kind of worn out. It might have been the kind of week where you miss a show, but now that there's Patreon, you don't just take that stuff so casually and make it happen. So
All right. So there's a few different ways we can go from here. We more Joe talk, Tommy Toehold talk. We can talk PK 200. We can talk survival, bug fights, and those are just off the top of my head.
I'm thinking survival. We need Joe to lock down on that too while he's here.
Or I don't know if we're talking about your second channel. We could talk about that too. Your new channel, I should say.
Oh yeah, I guess we can talk about that too. We'll work it in there.
So I'll let you pick the order, but those are the ones that are on top of my head.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna pick Joe talk. Joe and the survival trip. Let's book that. Let's lock it in. So, I have dates here. Hold on. I'm looking.
Let me grab my phone so I've got a calendar.
Cool.
See, most shows wouldn't do this. They wouldn't plan a future trip live on the air, but we know you guys enjoy this.
I want to say
We know you enjoy listening to Woody quietly scrolling through his calendar, looking for things.
God damn it! Wait. Here it is. Does October 4th through this? God, freaking 6th through
I help?
10th. 6th through 10th.
Yes, 6th through 10th.
Joe.
Because
I can't do that week. I get something on the 7th.
All right, you can't just be against something. That's the rules of this. You have to be for something else. Bring it.
Very positive.
That's dude. That's a rule in my family. That's a rule in every business I run. That's like, nah, can't do it. No. It should be a rule in politics, right? So often in politics, that's where I got it from. In North Carolina, there was this lottery thing. Getting off topic here, and some people were like, hey, we should bring a lottery. It'll help pay for our schools. Apparently, the schools needed more money at the time, and some people were like, nope, no lottery. And this one politician like hit me in the heart, and he was like, you can't just be against the lottery. You need to be for something else. You can be for higher taxes. You can be for cuts in school budgets. You can be for the lottery, but you can't just be against things. It's your job to solve problems. So back to Joe. What are you for?
I'm looking at my calendar.
What about the
13th to 17th? What are we doing? Like Monday to Friday? What days are we doing?
Monday through Friday works good for.
In October, I can be flexible on the days, but I want to do 5 days. So I'm thinking I might even show up the night before, like something like that. But we're picking the days that we are in the woods.
So 5 days in the woods. So like we wake up like day 1 would be us waking up and going in, and day 5 would be us waking up and coming out.
Yeah, so I'm thinking by day 1,
One day out.
we should be walking to the campsite by noon, right? And making some sort of structure by 2 or something.
So you're talking about 5 full days in the forest.
Well, Friday might be kind of a sissy day. We'll see how it works out.
Well, yeah, but that's what we're talking about. 5 days.
4 nights, 5 days.
Yeah. Okay.
4 nights, 5 days in the woods with nothing but my old bikini banana holster swimsuit from college and a SOG knife.
Bullshit.
13th to the 17th.
The 13th to the 17th?
Yeah.
I'm looking at a calendar, comparing that to 13th to the 17th of, I'm looking at September. That's clearly not what you mean. Unless you're going back in time.
I'm asking.
That totally works for me. I can do that. That's a Monday to a Friday.
It is.
All right. Kyle's checking with his people.
Yep. We'll know soon. But I think that could work. And that's good because the 17th is the day before deer season opens in Georgia, and I just didn't feel like we should be in the forest during rifle season of deer hunting.
It's not good.
It's so like there's a lot of deer hunters in Georgia that hunt a lot, but on opening day, that's when everybody who even has a deer rifle goes. So there's a lot of goofballs in the woods with high-powered rifles. Just not a good time to be living in some kind of a shack out there with mud on your face.
I'm bringing Hunt Orange everything.
That's not a bad idea.
Guys try to jump the gun a little bit. I'll go a couple days before the season starts.
Because there will be bow hunters out there with compound bows looking for deer. Like I don't think they'll be where we're going, but it'll be season for that.
So we should go the next week.
The next week is rifle season.
Yeah, so we can hunt deer and then we can eat the deer.
Now, we've talked about that, but here's the thing. It's really hard to hunt deer. The deer hunting thing works like 5-10% of the time. Like if you go 20 times, you kill 2 or 3 deer. It's just not a guarantee, and it's hard. And it would mean that you were spending like an hour and a half before dawn and an hour and a half every morning and night sitting somewhere in a fucking tree or overlooking a ridge or something.
Joe, do you have a hunting license?
Yeah. Well, I've had them in the past, so I have to track it down, but yeah.
Okay, I just got mine for this trip, really. I needed to get it done. And so I got it. In North Carolina, if you get a lifetime hunting license, you can choose your license number and have written on it anything you want. And suggestions were like, I love you, mom and dad, and shit like that. So here's mine. I put a link.
He's Matt Woodworth, Agent 007.
To kill or be killed. That's what my hunting license says. It's awesome.
Oh god.
So I got my license. It's all in, and we're good to go.
Yeah, that's see. We were thinking we were going to shoot squirrels, and rabbits.
Are those in season?
Joe can't hit his macros on squirrels and rabbits. You need something bigger.
I have a potential thing that I'm doing sometime between the 16th and the 31st in Minnesota. and it's a thing that it's a 4-day shoot, so it's like with travel it's like 5 or 6 days actually. So it's the thing.
Suggest another date.
Can
Shoot it
we
down.
revisit the first one? What was it, 6 to 10? Was that a hard no, Joe?
For me,
What about
yeah,
earlier in the month?
I got stuff going on the 7th.
I don't know what kind of hunting season's open. I think it will be. How about the 29th to the 3rd?
Pardon me?
Tommy
What were you
sniffled.
asking?
Awesome.
I apologize.
All right, welcome to the show. No, it's not his fault. I don't think he can contribute. 29th to the 3rd, I threw it out there.
Nope.
29th of this month?
Okay, Joe, let's do this. What's your first date, right? So you couldn't do 6 to 10th. Could you do, say, like 8 to 14?
Let me look.
That
No.
would be
Okay. See, my problem is I have guys fighting like almost every weekend, so it gets really, really tough. Like I have to be there for fights. I can't, and we have fights on the 10th.
Okay.
Between like baby stuff and gym stuff and fight stuff, it's kind of tough.
We should talk about the baby thing later in the show. I look forward to that. I think Baby Lauzon should make an appearance on the Tommy Toehold show.
That'd be fun.
That's a fucking genius idea.
Baby Lauzon's tougher than Dad. Kid beat cancer already. Jesus.
Did kick cancer's ass.
That's happening for sure. Next appearance.
I think Baby Lauzon should be like a regular guest, maybe. Just like, I don't know, bad mouthing all the other fighters.
I love it. Yeah.
The superhero of the show.
You see the picture of him in the gi? I sent it to you, Woody. Tom, did you see those?
No.
I definitely have it.
Oh, I will show it to everybody. That was what we got him for his, what is it called? The birth present. Baby shower present?
I'm not even sure what you call that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is
It's
it christening
customary.
or something.
I don't know if it's a global thing. It wasn't a religious thing, but
The birthing gift.
yeah. We got you a lot of paper towels because it's a messy
Yeah, a
process.
bunch of bounty.
Yeah, no. So did you get? Oh, Joe just pushed the picture.
In the chat.
I will share it. This is Baby Lauzon.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's still a white belt. But yeah, this is what we got Baby Lauzon for.
Before we took a picture, I almost put a couple stripes on his belt.
Oh, you almost did?
I almost did, yeah. I
Uh,
didn't have any electrical tape in my house. I would have, though.
the belt doesn't have the black thing at the end.
Yeah.
What about the 1st through 5th or 6th or whatever it would be? I don't know what days those are.
That's a Wednesday through. It'd be the 1st through the 7th. I'm doing it wrong. It'd be the 1st through the 5th.
Okay, so just Jesus, why is she blowing my? Hang on,
Or
I'm
the
having to go.
6th.
I don't have enough screens to do all this at once.
I thought
got
this
her,
would
like-
go so much quicker. I actually had this idea that everyone would just accept the first dates I threw out there.
Why would you ever think that would happen?
Because none of us have jobs. Because we get to make our own schedule.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
how about this?
Jobs.
So,
We don't have typical jobs.
Yeah.
what about the 29th of? What if we started on the 29th of this month, which is a Monday, and it went until the 3rd of October, which is a Friday?
I threw that out before. I forget what happened to it.
I don't recall that,
Maybe I just did it in my head. I don't know.
but I am
September 29th to what?
October
3rd.
I could maybe do that.
We're not looking for pencil dates here, baby.
You should not pick the time based on me.
What? No, you're not getting out of this.
I'm not getting out of it. I'm just saying, if I can make it, I definitely will. But don't pick a time based on me. I have stuff pop up all the time.
Wait, so was the reason you couldn't do 6th through 10th because people had fights on the 10th?
No, I have something on Tuesday that's is a problem. So
that is right in the
7th
middle.
and the 10th.
And you say the 10th is bad too?
Yep.
So what if we did 11 to 14?
Well, that's fewer days.
I made a mistake. 11 to 15.
I think I could do that.
Ooh. 11 to 15?
I think I'm good there too. It would mean that I have to film twice between now and the. Jesus.
All right,
Yeah,
all
on the
right.
11th.
So I think we should let's
that.
those are our 2 dates. The 11th to the 15th and the 29th to something. The 29th to the 3rd. And then let's just take this little section of show and put it to bed and agree on one of those 2 off camera. All right. And while we were doing that, I'm sure you guys subscribed to the Patreon to get your fix of Painkiller nearly. It's our midweek show that Kyle, I, and sometimes Taylor put on. And it's an hour long, and it's flipping awesome because Kyle's on it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm really funny, and I make up for Woody being on there. I mean, we need him for the technical stuff, but let's get real. It's the Kyle show, right?
Exactly.
No, the show's really good. I enjoy doing PKM because it's an hour, and I keep meaning to make it my end of it more high effort by bringing something to the show, but I keep forgetting because we record it on a different day of the week sometimes. But I keep trying to get Jeremy.
Kyle, this is one of the things I envy about you. It doesn't matter. No, you can say you're going to do something, not deliver week after week.
I think the fact that I'm
after
thinking
week.
about it, that I'm sitting over here, and you guys know that in the back of Kyle's mind, he's thinking, I wish I could make PKN better. I wish I could get Jeremy in here and do a
donkey
question round. Yeah, a donkey booth, or just some questions with Jeremy. Just get him right here fucking next to me on camera, to answer for what he is. And
to answer for what he is.
To answer for his existence on this planet.
This is the magic of Kyle. So I think it was PKN1. You said you'd like that to happen. And
I've been working hard on it. He got a job. See, that's the thing. He got a real fucking job.
Son of a
go
bitch.
in and clock in. Like he goes in at 7 in the morning, and doesn't get off until not 7. It's a schedule where he goes in it's 11 to late or something like that. Like he's just not free. And he's also got his girlfriend pregnant, of course, and he's living with her.
On purpose, he did that.
On purpose. Like, he wanted him a baby.
How long has he been with her?
Fucking, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, something like that.
For Joe and Tommy, if you don't know this guy, Kyle, help
you could
me
show him
out
the
here.
video. You could show him the video of Jeremy getting tased and pepper sprayed and stuff. Jeremy's the guy who works for me sometimes, and he's
Kyle's cousin.
He's not my
Yes,
goddamn
he's Kyle's cousin. Yeah,
we are of no relation whatsoever.
He's Kyle's twin brother.
No.
Told me he was your cousin.
Absolutely. I know you thought he was because he lies and tells people that sometimes. In reality, Scott is my cousin, the redheaded guy. That's my cousin.
Off camera, Kyle admits that they're cousins.
Yeah,
I still thought he was your cousin.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I promise you. In the South, everybody's a little bit related, because the big families and incest and such. But, so it's possible that I'm like an 8th cousin of this guy, but I promise you, he's not like my 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th cousin. Nothing like that.
I can hardly tell them apart.
Before, so I mean that doesn't really count anyway.
Why are you so angry at the idea of someone thinking he's your cousin?
Because because I would think less of me if I suddenly found out that he was my cousin. If my mom was like, Kyle, I was.
Do you associate people, and judge them critically based on their cousins?
No, not normally. Like, if your cousin was like a rapist, I wouldn't think less of you. But if your cousin was like a bumbling moron like this guy, I might. Because the reasons for him being what he is are both socioeconomic and
genetic.
He's a
Jeremy,
result
worse
of
than a rapist.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I wouldn't think, Taylor might get all rapey. So no, of course not. But if you had a literal dummy in the family, I might be like, Taylor's got that guy. Like, what's the deal with him? Like, maybe he grew up down there,
Right.
and
That's going to be one facet of who Taylor is.
maybe he
Moron.
grew up in the house next door to that guy, and he's just an outlier. Maybe Taylor is the one who's weird in the family, and everybody else is just like that guy. We don't know.
Can
but
we
just
tell
so you
the
know,
story of when you wanted to beat up Jeremy?
Yes.
Or is that a better? Oh, really? You'll tell
Yeah.
it?
Oh, I'll
Please.
tell it.
So
That
people should know
motherfucker.
Jeremy is a boss, country strong guy.
He's a big guy. So we were doing The Controller, which was a reality show we did in conjunction with EA and Medal of Honor Advanced Warfighter. And we got Optic Hex and X-Jaws and a few other gamers.
FaZe Tommy, maybe?
Yeah, Tommy was in there that does FaZe Clan, and then another guy who was a Halo pro whose name I'm bad with names, but the premise of the show, fast forwarding, is that you had 4 gamers and 4 special ops guys, like military guys, and the military guys were going to coach the gamers in military type challenges, shooting, and the gamers were going to coach the military guys in gaming challenges, playing video games versus each other. And this thing was
So
really
each
hard.
one does what they're bad at with the coach that is a pro at it.
That-
Okay.
It's a pro, yeah. And so I'm in charge of the whole thing, basically. Kitty and I are. Kitty totally coordinated everything. I had to put everything into action. I didn't hire anybody to assist me with anything. I did it all myself, and there was a lot to be done. So I was running ragged, like working on this thing for days and days, about a week in advance, like every day, 12 hours a day, setting up sets and like giving advice and like redesigning challenges and stuff. And the VP of EA was there. And you know, this is the guy that I wanted to make a good impression with because he's paying me to put this thing on. I'm hosting the show. I'm doing all this stuff, and I want to show him that I'm a competent guy. He's getting his money's worth, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm like, everybody be on your fucking best behavior, you know? Like, anyway, long story short.
That's not something Jeremy excels at, best behavior.
No. So Jeremy and Kitty are there with this guy, and they're discussing one of the challenges, which involves remote control airplanes with explosives on them that are going to fly in circles over the contestants, and they got to shoot them down with shotguns. And that's something I'm really, really good at, shooting stuff out of the air. I just am. I've done it a lot. And Jeremy tells the guy for some reason that he's like, Kyle probably won't be able to do that. He ain't too good of a shot with a shotgun.
No, didn't he say you can't shoot for shit? That's the quote
Yeah,
I had
something
burned in
like
my
that.
head.
The core message that he gave the VP of fucking EA was that I couldn't fucking shoot stuff with a shotgun. I probably wouldn't even be able to do this thing. And of course the VP doesn't give a shit, right? Like he wouldn't care less. But he might have. And so Kitty comes and back to the house and she tells me this and I'm like upstairs working or something. She tells me and I'm like, huh. Well, that motherfucker. He shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna say something to him about it later. And I go back to working or whatever. I'm writing something, and then I think about it a little more. And I'm like, that motherfucker. I'm gonna go tell him right now. I'm gonna go tell him now. So I get in the car and I start driving toward where he is, and I'm like, I'm getting madder as I go. I get about halfway there, and I'm like,
You called me.
I'm not gonna be able to talk this one out. I'm gonna have to kick Jeremy's ass. I'm like, Jeremy needs an ass whooping. I was like, I'm going to beat the shit out of Jeremy. I'm just going to walk in, and I'm just going to hit him like before he can move, and I'm just going to keep hitting him, and I don't think they'll let him beat me up, even if I'm not able to beat him up, you know, sucker punched him. I'm going to go beat up Jeremy. He needs a beating. and so I get a little closer, and I'm like, but wait a minute. If I lose this, it would be bad. I was like, I can't lose this fight. I'm like, I'm in the right here. I have to arm myself. So I grab a bat. So I grab the baseball bat. Jeremy's a big guy. And I'm like, I'm not here for a fair fight. I'm here to punish Jeremy. I'm here to send a message to Jeremy. So
This is Kyle's dad emerging in Kyle.
it was the maddest I'd ever been. Because he really insulted me, and not just like a way that would hurt my feelings, but a way that could potentially hurt me financially and you know, my reputation, which I care about. And certain things I care about my reputation. When I'm shooting, I think I'm pretty good at it. And for somebody who would have some clout, somebody whose opinion might be respected, an associate of mine, if you will, when he says it carries some extra weight. So anyway, I got over there with the bat, and I didn't beat him up, but I really cussed him out. I cussed him out, and I threatened him, and And that was the last of that. He never did anything like that again. But I was ready to just beat the shit out of him.
At one
if
point,
he said
you reached
anything
out to me.
different, I was going to hit him.
You asked me if
What'd I
your
say?
level of rage was appropriate for the situation, and you were like, what would you do, and like, how would I handle this, and things like that. Like, we talked it out.
I was so fucking mad.
Well, walk me through it. How close did you actually get to hitting him? You had the bat in your hand. You were
I
feeling
was,
big.
The bat was there in case he was going to argue with anything I said. I basically decided that the bat was there in case he didn't like anything that I said, because the things that I was saying was, you're a piece of shit, you're stupid, you fucking moron, you're putting this in danger, you're putting that in danger. I was like, you don't talk shit about me, and it's not even fucking true. You're a fucking liar, you lying piece of shit. Wipe that fucking smile off your face, or I'll knock your fucking, that sort of thing. It was that kind of conversation, and I was just waiting on him to say anything different, and I was gonna have to hit him.
And I think it's worth noting what you had to actually like perform the stunt to like show the contestants how like what was expected of them. And it was 2 model airplanes, 2 shots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just bam, bam.
Oh, it was, yeah. I did it so fast. Actually, I did it so fast that they had to stop and redo it again because the cameras didn't catch it. Like it was bullshit that he had said that, and it really pissed me off.
Yeah, Kyle's good with a pistol, Kyle's good with a rifle, and he's great with a shotgun.
Yeah, I hated that he said that, and I still hate that he said that. He's a fucking dumbass. And that's why I need to get him right here and ask him some questions and make him answer for the thing that he is, that he's on this
that he is.
Once you get this guy going, he's as good as Wings of Redemption. That's what I'm offering here. I've got a fucking guy in my back pocket that's basically Wings of Redemption.
He's like
Maybe
a dumb
better.
version of Wings.
You know what?
Kyle used Google Hangouts.
I think we could slip him a little Patreon money to show up for an hour a week, right?
I'm open to the idea. We should try him out. Try him out and see if that makes sense.
Just need another camera. Oh, this could be good. I'll put him in I'll build like a little booth for him to sit in, like how like Robin Quivers has a booth on the Stern Show.
Yes.
She's in a thing that makes her look. It kind of separates her from the filth.
Exactly.
His is gonna be the opposite of that. His is gonna surround him with it's gonna be all mossy oak and camo, and it's gonna be great. There's a banjo hanging up behind him.
He'll sit in a garbage can, Oscar the Grouch style.
I got a perfect place to do it, like right here though. There's a little like cubby type area. That's good. Jeremy is just the worst, man. I have similar feelings about Jeremy that I do about Wings. I really like them, and I find them both entertaining, and I think at the core of their being, they're usually well-meaning, but they're just real fuck-ups, and so that makes them that makes them both real entertaining to watch and listen to.
I feel bad in that the show just called Wings a fuck-up.
Wings is a fuck up. I mean, come on. That's not that. Is that bad of a thing to say? Is that news to anyone? I mean, he often fucks things up, and it's because of that he's very entertaining.
But Kyle, have you seen the progress he's making on the daily walks?
No.
I don't know. I still haven't watched any of them.
Cut or something?
I don't know. Every week I just have to kind of allude to it because I don't watch any of these, and then have you guys fill me in for the videos. So he loses the weight.
Watch the videos if you're gonna make references to them. Come on. I watch every video. I'm a loyal fan. Like I'll say this, like I watch every single Wings of Redemption video, and I'll usually get a buddy to watch it with me if I can.
There's about 82 of them. I've probably watched 75 of them, and maybe half of them are in like joint sessions where we all do coordinated start and stops and stuff. I think it's fair to say I'm a super fan, and I mostly my feeling when watching his stuff, and I think it's true with a lot of his fan base too, is frustration. Like the expectations I have of him. Like he says, I want to achieve this goal. I want to lose weight. I want to get in shape. I want to, improve my mental outlook and stuff like that. And because he does so, like almost everything in his life halfway, like when he makes a gaming video, it's typically kind of a low effort, one take, don't really think in advance about what you're going to say sort of thing. When he makes a walking video, same sort of thing. He just turns the camera on, talks for a little bit, wanders. He'll talk in circles and know that for the last 30, 40 seconds, he didn't make much sense.
I don't know where I was going with all that, but...
Yeah, but he keeps it. I don't know where I was going with all that is a really common thing that he says, but like that happens to me. Not everything I say is smooth and well thought out and well planned. That shit's on the cutting room floor. But not Wings. That's gold. Upload it.
I love it though. I love it. You're watching. See, that's what's good. A lot of reality shows and a lot of YouTubers try to do what a lot of reality shows do, and that's manufacture emotion. You're not getting that with Wings all the time. You're getting it sometimes. Sometimes he puts on a show for you. He'll put on a fake smile for you. He'll give you a "Hey, we're super positive today" thing. But for the most part, you're getting unfiltered Jordy Jordan, and that's what's really entertaining. Like he can't try to be entertaining. He can't do that. That's not his bag. No. But what he doesn't understand is that all it really takes is for him to relax and be himself and do his thing, and someone to stand there and record it and then edit about the best 15 minutes of it from every day, and it'd be a gold mine. Because that guy's life, I guarantee you, is fucking the best. We're just seeing the crust. We're just seeing the crust of what Gangster Grandma's really getting up to. We're just seeing like the powdered sugar on top of like what's really going on with his sister and his brother. We're just now finding out little morsels about his home life, and we've known him for years.
Let me give some morsels that people who aren't following his videos may not know. His brother was recently released from the hospital because he's such a raging alcoholic that vomits so frequently that his acid burnt away like his thorax or something. His esophagus. I'm not an expert on it. Don't take medical advice from me. So is the acid from the vomit that he gets from frequently vomiting, that he gets from drinking to being blackout drunk so much, damaged his esophagus, and he had to be admitted to the hospital for a couple of days. Bastard Brooke also has a drinking problem, and he appears like it's hard to say.
Bastard Brooke's dying right now.
He's dying. That's the
I
deal
figured
with him.
that from a few videos I saw him in. I thought he doesn't look totally with it.
Last time I saw him, his feet were really swollen, and they stuck Gangster Grandma's feet next to his as like a reference instead of a banana, which would have made so much more sense. And like her feet are like what I imagine Skeletor's feet are like. So it was like no comparison at all.
It was just two bad feet.
Yeah, it was just a bony old lady foot, and then this swollen foot of a man whose kidneys don't work anymore and liver doesn't work anymore, and it was just really awful to look at. He's getting like jaundice.
But it's great. It's great for videos.
Who is Bastard Brooke?
Bastard Brooke is it's Gangster
Bastard
Grandma's
Brooke
boyfriend.
Who has stolen from them before.
Kyle's frozen right now, but yeah, Bastard Brooke has a track record
from like
stealing cash from Wings of Redemption. I'm sorry I cut you off, Kyle. You froze for us. And yeah, so he's stolen from Wings, but Wings is completely forgiven that. So Bastard Brooke is dying of alcoholism. His brother is, well, he's drinking again, so don't get that all twisted, but his esophagus appears to be working at the moment. His sister does cocaine, and she dates her dealer. Grandma is a drug dealer.
This is like Skins.
And
I
then
want to get cameras everywhere and watch.
Mom, we don't know a lot about Mom. I think her story is still coming out. And then Dad, we don't like Dad, right? I forget how do we feel about Dad? He's not been in Wings' life.
Dad was definitely an alcoholic and left at an early age.
That's right. That's why Wings doesn't drink, because Dad was an alcoholic and he didn't want to make that mistake.
Yeah, I think so. And he, he's had a rough time, and I feel like he's never really sat down and told his life story. He's given us the tidbits, and I feel like if he really sat down and did like a draw on my life, like a real emotional one that was well done, because his, there's his real life, like the.
Well, everybody wants to see my draw my life, right? I have had, without exaggeration, like 7,000 to 10,000 requests for a draw my life. And one of the things that makes that video hard for me to do is you already know it. Draw my life is not a new video. It's just a bunch of cutscenes. It's a clip show from previous videos, right? Like at the end of the season when the actors and writers are too lazy to do a show, they just make a clip show. That would be Draw My Life. There's really not much about my growing up that's going to be news to my fans. But Wings needs to do a Draw My Life because there are we don't know about Dad that much. We don't know about Mom much at all. Every so often in Wings' trailer and stuff, there'll be mystery characters, and we're like, ooh, we don't know that person, but we want to know. Like it's captivating.
There was that one lady who seemed like she was on meth or something. Who was that truck driver lady?
Yeah.
Like I want to know more about her. There was an uncle involved one time. I think they took him to the produce thing. Who was like a produce expert.
Yeah.
And
is he the one that caught the largest fish in South Carolina that made Wings know that he would do well on our survival trip?
Fuck if I know, man.
Right. Right. I don't know.
But probably.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think I'm gonna do my best to get Jeremy for episode 200.
Ooh, I like
I think
the
we
way
should just do a clip show for episode 200. Just like a montage of previous episodes.
Right.
None of it's new.
And it should
Imagine
be
how
short.
livid people would get.
It would be like 9 minutes long. Episode 200, just a clip show. So thanks.
It's like stills with bad editing as like the panel sweeps and stuff of just Woody smiling with his family. Thanks for all the love. To 200
Maybe some
more
Legos with
episodes.
pollen,
Cheers.
and that would be it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm trying to think. There's a bunch of new stuff with me lately. I don't know if we want to talk about my new channel or my.
I want to talk to Mr.
House
Tommy
hunting?
Totold.
Okay, yes, good idea. I'm sorry, we should do that.
I don't know. I was not caught up before the show as to what he does, other than videos of Joe with money jackets or something.
Pretty much.
That's it. That's the whole channel. It's just Joe with money.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, it's promising.
Your best episodes are the Lauzon episodes, in my opinion. If he's in
Biased. You're biased.
Unbiased.
it, no, I'm not biased. No, I've watched them all and I've rendered my judgment. Just saying.
Yeah, no, I do like the Joe Lauzon episodes too. They're a lot. I like to do the ridiculous Boston accent. That sounds nothing like Joe at all.
No, it's great. And the Joe has not only does he have ridiculous Boston accent, but he has this like sort of like machine gun straight at you confidence thing that he does, right? And like I forget he won and he challenged
Almost
you to
like
play
he's an
Call of Duty.
ultimate fighter.
Like he's like, what are you doing? Let's frag noobs lately. And you're like, well, I don't know. Fuck it, we're flagging. You're in. He just signed you up for it, and it like. I don't know. Do you know Joe much outside of watching him on TV?
No, absolutely not. That's actually probably the first time I've ever had a conversation with him is through this podcast. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm just, obviously I'm a fan. Follow everything with the UFC, and I'd heard that he was a gamer and he was into Call of Duty, and it just sounded fun to make him sound like, total, like, broed out Call of Duty player. So, all the fucking terms. And I don't know, just, it seemed like a fun idea.
Yeah, you're not too far off. You
captured him.
We thought you knew him.
I thought you knew him, too. What was I going to say? The fight. Oh, do you watch Joe's vlogs leading up to the fight?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. I like that. No, tell Brandon he needs to up the contrast because there's like a white level on this new camera.
Okay. I'll let him know. He just bought it. This is the first time he'd use it. It's like a Panasonic, like GH4 or something.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's the new rage. Everyone loves them. It shoots 4K internally.
Awesome.
I could go off on camera talk, but it's he bought a great one. He bought a good choice.
You got a new. Yeah, we should do some camera talk at the end of this episode.
Ugh.
Oh, shut up, you Smurf!
Taylor, you gotta fix the light behind you. It completely wrong.
It's because it's the window. I can't turn the window off.
Is it bright out? Is it daylight?
Yeah, he's on the West Coast.
Oh, really?
So I can't get rid of that. I can move my head.
Oh, we forgot to. Taylor, is there any possibility that you can get any of those dates that we mentioned earlier off?
Oh yeah.
No, there's no way.
What if you cared
shit.
less about your work?
No. There's still no way.
What about less than that? What if we just keep
For these
ratcheting
dates,
down?
there's no way.
Okay. Yeah. So this maybe off camera we can talk about what works or what could happen or something like that.
Yeah. I want to do something with Taylor. I want to get him involved, and I want to get him wicked drunk, and I want him to start yelling obscenities and get anti-Semitic again.
It'll happen.
Kyle, hear me out on this. Taylor, have you ever had apple pie moonshine?
Apple pie? No, I haven't.
Oh my!
Do you want me to help here? Because I know the particular brand that I've got is the most delicious of all apple moonshines. So they boil apples and cinnamon and shit, and they take the juice and then they ferment it, and they add it to straight like corn liquor. It's really strong. It's really fucking smooth, and there's a fucking cinnamon stick in the bottle. It's so delicious. Like you can sip it. I could easily take it and be like glug 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 glug, and it would just go down smooth. And then I'd pass the fuck out because you don't need that much.
Now, I'm not that good with alcohol, right? I don't drink it much, maybe a couple times, like twice a year. Sometimes I go years without even having a single drink. And when I do have a drink, I usually hate it. Like I've just not developed a taste for alcohol. But there was this one time I was on an off-roading trip, and we weren't drinking and driving. It was nighttime by the campfire. And this guy brings out these 2 mason jars of moonshine. And one was peach and one was apple pie moonshine. And I tasted both, and oh my God, they were good. The apple pie moonshine tasted like apple pie. And if I didn't know there was alcohol in it, I wouldn't have figured it out on my own. If I didn't know that it was moonshine. And they warned me. They're like, Woody, this shit is powerful. People can drink themselves to the hospital. People will drink this whole jar. And that is not like a human level of moonshine consumption, but it is so wonderful. And it tastes like apple pie. It's amazing. I like ever since then, I'm like a little minor league alcoholic craving the apple pie moonshine that I once had at a campfire on an off-roading trip because it doesn't taste like alcohol at all.
I can get that stuff. It's like $35 a gallon.
Is it a brand you get, or do you have a guy?
You gotta have a guy. That branded shit is crap. You want a guy making this shit in his kitchen.
In his bathtub.
Yeah, he took the radiator out of his car.
Stainless steel vat and everything.
Made
He's got a
still.
license to do it, but he does it himself.
Oh.
That's one thing. You
My
know what he
guy,
like.
There's no licensing involved in this.
No, so here's the thing. But modern people who do it just do because you can just go and get. In the old days, the reason they were making moonshine
This wasn't the 1800s.
I'm talking about the 1960s.
I'm just joking because
50s.
mine was in the 2000s, and you're saying old days. But carry on. I'm interrupting.
Yeah, sure. What I'm saying is like when they used to make moonshine, the reason was to either prohibition or to get cheap liquor and get out from under the alcohol tax, or because it was a dry county. But nowadays, people actually want to make it themselves, so all they got to do is go to the ATF and apply for a license: alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and you can make your own.
All the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And explosives. They do everything.
Soon, cotton candy.
They should add that one.
Yeah, it's fun. Regulate it.
All right. So which direction is we spinning in now?
I want to get Tommy talking, but I don't know how.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. You got a certain enthusiasm to your voice. I want to hear you go. Hey, what did you do before you were a YouTuber?
I was an English teacher, and the school that I was working at had to make a bunch of budget cuts.
Mm-hmm.
So they took all the young teachers that were ambitious and wanted to teach, and they got rid of all of them.
Good plan.
So I was I was part of that group, and so I was just kind of looking for work and doing a bunch of bullshit odd jobs, and then that's when I started the YouTube channel, and just kind of went from there.
So I watched your video where you said you were going to upload every day. How's that going, Slacker?
I suck ass at uploading. I mean, like, I'm the fucking worst ever at uploading. I don't know why I decided to do it that way, because I was like, man, I'm getting kind of... Because the videos were getting kind of long. They were like 15, 17 minutes long, and I thought, oh, what if I just did 3-minute episodes a day? I can manage that. No. It's like, I'll do maybe 3 weeks in a row where I, knock them out, and then I'm just like, I need like 3 days to just not look at a computer screen. So yeah, I suck at it. I actually had one episode this week so far. So
yeah, and it's Thursday for those of you watching pre-recorded. So that's that's one.
What are the best days to upload? As a YouTuber, knowing the best days, like what kind of suggestions do you have for Tommy about best day? Oh, Friday or Monday or what
doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter which day. Just keep it consistent would be the best strategy. It used to matter, but not so much anymore, because what reward do you really get? Back when it mattered who had the most favorites or who had the most views that day, then it mattered. Like, let's pick a weekday and maybe we can take this shit down. Let's not compete with Ray William Johnson. But now I don't think it even fucking matters. If you just, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just pick a day and do it that day every time.
I do like a best time, and I think it matters less. But I have in my head that somewhere around 11 or noon Eastern time is good to upload, because like so noon Eastern time is 5 p.m. in the UK and 6 p.m. in the rest of Europe. So like I kind of like that. If you were to upload say at 4 p.m. your time, well shucks, half of those guys are already in bed, and you know the video is going to be whatever 12 hours old by the time they see it tomorrow afternoon, maybe 18 hours old. So if you can catch them when everyone's still awake, you know, and it's not so buried yet either. If you upload at noon and the kids get home from school at 3 or whatever, then you know, it's only 3 hours old. So I try to target that, but I don't usually hit it. Whatever.
A weekday is better than weekends? Like, so, I mean, if I were Tommy and I were doing that, I would try to, you know, you typically have a show of Friday or Saturday. I would try to bang it out like Sunday, Monday, I would think. So would it be better to do Monday instead of Sunday, or does that not matter?
Kyle?
Oh, I'm sorry. You were talking to me. I thought you were still talking to Woody.
Well, to whoever.
Yeah, I think it was to whoever. I was just kicking it over to Kyle. For me, I used to think that weekends were the best, and I don't anymore. Now, I feel like all the days are the same, and even all the times, like it's just not as critical. If there is, like if I could change the question, the answer I would give is the schedule is the key thing, right? Like Jenna Marbles does something great, something I'm going to do with my next channel. She would sing every video, or yeah, at the end of every video, like new videos every Wednesday, and you knew that the video would be up Wednesday. And there was what's that?
Thursday morning with her all the time.
Yeah, I know, right? But you know, there was a time when like I was really invested in Jenna Marbles, and I was watching every video she made. And like I'd look at the calendar and be like, oh, it's Thursday. Hey, what do you know? There should be a new Jenna Marbles video out by now. Or like, oh, it's Friday and I haven't watched her in 7 days. You know, there has to be a new one. And just having a schedule is way more important. And in like, it's for Tommy. Like if you were to take it and apply, I use this all the time. What's your favorite show? I'll assign it to you. How I Met Your Mother is your favorite TV show. If that thing came on Saturday morning sometimes, Thursday afternoon other times, Wednesday night, you wouldn't be able to follow it. You wouldn't know. You know, you'd never be able to find your favorite show. And I know this playback stuff isn't the same as live, but it helps a lot to have a schedule.
Yeah, it's always been a goal, and then it never never happens. Yeah, I agree. I think ideally I'd like to get a show out every day at noon, but sometimes, well, it's not even that there's even like an issue with. There's always MMA news that's hilarious. I just I don't know. I need to get a better schedule on, or maybe get more efficient with my animating or some shit. Something that helps me get the shows done a little bit quicker.
Maybe less ambitious. Maybe instead of trying to do 5 shows a week, do 3. Do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That way you're not so burned out. Gives you time to do, you know, Wednesday stuff on Tuesday and vice versa.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Is this your only job right now?
Yeah, luckily I got enough going on.
Do it, you lazy motherfucker.
I know, right? Jesus Christ, isn't it just embarrassing?
What else do you do? So what else do you do when you're not working on the Tommy Toll show? What else are you doing? Do you train?
No, I don't train.
You go to the gym?
I work out, but I'm not a fighter. Yeah, I mean, there's literally an infinite amount of time that I'm either doing the show or sleeping. It seems like I take a lot of time on the episodes that don't need to be taken. I'll sit there and look at a script for like 3 fucking hours on one sentence like a dumb fuck. Like that even matters that much. Or like the intros you were talking about where I say I'm the such and such of MMA. I'll spend so much fucking time on that. It's like, what a waste. Like, why am I bothering that? Like, this is such a throwaway joke. Doesn't mean shit. But, you know, I'm sitting there like...
I tune in mentally for him every time. Like, all right, what's he going to be this time? He's like... I'm trying to remember some of the other ones. Aside, what was... do you remember any of your intros?
Ah, man. I mean, I've done so many stupid ones. Shit. You know what? That's such a throwaway joke that I can't even remember any of them.
It's one of the highlights of the show to me. And I can't repeat it.
Now I can't get rid of it. Yeah, I can't get rid of it now, definitely.
I'm just one guy. But yeah, it always cracks me up. Like, and I think about it, and then, you know, like I want to steal the joke, but it's so, like, you know, precisely written that any modification of it, like, to make it original, makes it bad. So it doesn't work.
Yeah, the intro jokes and then like the outro, like I always just like pull some kind of quote from something or whatever at the very end of an episode. Mm-hmm. I'll sit there for like an hour and a half just like fucking thinking about what I'm going to say because, at first it was easy because I could just like, oh yeah, okay, I've only done, you know, 50 episodes. Well, now I'm doing an episode every day. It's like, shit, I got to come up with a different thing to say at the end of every fucking episode. That was a dumb idea to start it this way. But
Now, how much of the show is you, and how much of it is like think tank with like your buddies, and is it all you?
yeah, it's all me. It's all me. I don't. I mean, I might like send a text to my brother and be like, hey, what do you think? This is a funny idea or some shit like that. But it's all me doing the scripts and the ideas.
Like I'll be tweeting stuff like if I'm like live tweeting a UFC event, basically anything that anyone says it's funny, I tweet it out. I give no fucking credit. I just tweet it out. Like, my buddy Lorenzo is fucking hilarious. I steal his shit every single time there's some kind of live thing, and everyone thinks I'm so fucking funny. I don't give a shit.
So I need to start stealing from everybody. All right, that's what I'm going to start doing.
You need to get
That's
to
how you get
Lorenzo.
good at YouTube. You have to steal and be shameless. That's how these two got to stop. Not really. But so I'm led to believe your real name isn't Tommy Toehold.
No, it is not. It is not Tommy Toehold. You know what? The whole secret identity thing sounds entirely douchey if this is the first time anybody's ever heard me. So they're probably just like, what a fucking ass clown, like who gives a fuck who you are. So the reason I did it at first was because I was still kind of thinking about being a teacher. I was like, man, this might look bad if I go to a job interview and they're like, oh, by the way, we noticed that you're a cartoon that says fuck every 5 seconds on the internet. So I was kind of concerned about that. And then after a while, it was just like people were like kept asking me who I was. And then when I got to the point where I knew I wasn't going to be teaching anymore and just doing this, I was like, well, fuck it. This is kind of cool that people are like trying to figure out who I am. So I just kept it going.
Do you look anything like your avatar?
Yeah, he looks pretty hardcore.
I mean, I don't have an angry face. Like,
You're not going.
Yeah, I'm not gritting my teeth at all times. I have a beard. I have a shaved head. So it's I have a nose though. Tommy doesn't have a nose. That's loosely based on me, but yeah, I'm not angry as fuck all the time.
So you train, you say?
No, I don't.
Just work
No,
out.
fuck no. Yeah, I'll work out, but I don't train at all. I don't claim to be any sort of fighter in any way, shape, or form.
Training hurts. It's a stupid thing to do.
Not fun.
No.
Not always. Sometimes.
No. So
Looks
Joe, I
awful.
want to talk about your last fight.
All right, let's talk about it.
So first round, you thought you lost it at first.
At first, we always had the mentality if I'm fighting or I'm cornering, if there's a round that's close at all, you have to assume the other guy won, because nothing pisses me off more than watching fights, and a really really close round in the corner is like, oh, you definitely got that round. It's like, no, he does not definitely have that round.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's he's going to the third round and the corner's like, oh yeah, you won all 3 rounds, but there's 3 close rounds. It's like, and then he's all upset, no, it's bullshit, I won this decision. It's like, it's so dumb. So we take the opposite point of view. Like if it's close round, they won that round. So when I went back and watched the fight, I think I definitely had the round. I think I had a takedown in the beginning. He had my back, but I had his back way more.
And you had it better. Like I felt like
punches.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like I definitely had the round.
The entire time he had your back, he was trying to keep it. Like you had your knee up real high, and yep. Like he was just trying to get his hooks in. Yep. Whereas when you had it, you had your hooks in, and you were able to use your arms and do some damage. Yep.
Yeah. So I always take I kind of have this mindset. Like if I fight someone and I beat them up, right? And if I go and I talk shit and I'm like, oh, that guy sucks, whatever. It's like I'm diminishing what I just did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I won, but that guy sucked. Like, you know what I mean? So I try to just always be complimentary. You know what I mean? Like I think everyone that's in the UFC, they're definitely good. So I'm always like, oh, he did a great job, blah blah blah. Because it's true. Like if you're at that level, you deserve recognition. You deserve to, have good things said about you, even if the fight doesn't go your way.
Joe takes this to an extreme because he was complimentary of me when we rolled in his octagon. Someone tweeted him and they're like, "Was Woody any good?" And you're like, "He's a lot better than I expected."
You were better than I expected.
I was like, "I'll take it."
It's not saying a lot for what I expected, but but I mean, I think that's true in anything. Like if you should never ever go and do something worthwhile and then break it down and destroy all your credibility. It's like, no, like that guy was pretty good. I beat him this time, but it was good. He was good. It went my way this time. So I always say that mindset. But then guys like Chiesa go and ruin it because I'm saying all kinds of good things about him, And then he's like, oh, he didn't have me beat. Like, dude, look in a fucking mirror. Your freaking eyebrow. I won the round. You know, like he should have had the mentality like I had. He should have been thinking, oh, you know what? He had that first round. Instead, his corners are telling, oh no, you had that round or whatever they were.
For the record, so I had Joe winning the round, but that doesn't matter. I right out of the gate, I looked at like all the major MMA websites, and every single one of them had Joe winning the round. And then later the cards came out, and every single judge had Joe winning the round. I can't find anyone who had, what's his name, Chiesa? Chiesa, like with a K. Okay, but it's spelled with CH, so it's hard. But anyway, no one had Chiesa winning that round except Chiesa, I guess.
Yeah, you know, so we're going to the second round, and now like I'm pissed off because, the entire thing in the first round is it always takes a little bit of time to get used to someone that's longer than you because of the range. It always takes a little bit of time to get used to a lefty because lefties, you don't see them as often, but all lefties move differently. Like they're always like, there's always something about every single one's a little bit different. It takes a little bit of time to get used to. So the entire game plan going in was, okay, we're going to be patient. We don't want to rush things. We want to be very, very patient. He's going to throw punches. We're going to stay just outside his range, just outside his reach. And when he comes forward, we'll just start batting down, taking away his punches. He'll get more confident. He'll start coming forward more, and that's when we come close and we get tight to him and all sort of stuff. And so I feel like a lot of other people fake injuries and like they fake like they're hurt. We fake when we're healthy. You know what I mean? Like I had all kinds of every training camp. I have things that are bugging me. Obviously I'm not going to talk to the media like, oh well, this was bugging me and that was bothering me or whatever. But like. I didn't Chiesa, he was definitely strong. I didn't lift weights at all the entire camp. I haven't touched weights since like December, So just because just little nagging things, didn't want to, just didn't agree. I decided, okay, it's not worth lifting the weights. I would rather get my sparring rounds in, So a little bit stronger. So we're trying to be a little bit more patient, not trying to force things. It was a little bit not annoying, but like Kenny Florian was talking in the first round, like, oh, Lauzon looks lost or Lauzon looks frustrated he didn't get this takedown. It's like, no, I'm not wasting all my energy. And I took him down so easily catching his knee. I'm like, I'm going to catch his knee again. So I just kept hanging my face. He threw the knee. I tossed him on his head, kneed him in the body.
How do you close the distance? Do you expect to take damage as you get... So for people that don't know, that guy was how many inches taller than you? 3, 4?
6'1". I'm like 5'9.5", 5'10". He's like probably a good 3 inches taller.
Okay. So... the guy had 3 inches on you. I'll guess he had like 3 inches length too in his arms. Yeah. And how do you just expect to take one punch as you go in? Like what's the scoop there?
Not necessarily. You got to time it. So you have to. He's in my face, so I have to parry it in a little bit or just deflect it just a little bit and then close distance. Or I have to time it. I have to either come before he punches or come right after he punches. And but it takes a little bit of time. The shorter guy is always at the immediate disadvantage because I have to get through all his range to get to the point where I can hit him. So, we're just being patient. That was the game plan, was be patient. Like the longer the fight went, we were going to be patient. He didn't. Chiesa hasn't looked in the past, hasn't looked like he's had great cardio. Like he definitely looked like he slowed down a little bit. So we were trying to be patient. And, but then, so I felt like he flirted on me at the end of the first. I felt like I was pissed off. I was annoyed. I'm like, because I felt like I had the entire round, and then like the last 10 seconds, like he came on kind of hard. So I'm like, all right,
You already stole the round. That's the term they use for do something impressive in the last couple seconds to get the judges to.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm pissed, and now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come forward, and he kicked me in the body once, and that pissed me off a little bit more. And so now I come forward. I rush in on him, and he's just covering up, and he's just shelling up against the fence, and like. Purely defensive, so I keep throwing punches, and eventually, I worked in a knee. I cut his eye.
It looked like you had like half a Muay Thai clinch, like your arm was on the plum.
So I was on the back of his neck, and then my other hand I grabbed onto his hand, and as I threw my knee, I pulled his arm out of the way right before it made contact. Because if his arms were like this, it wouldn't have hit. It would have hit his arm.
Uh-huh.
But as I pulled his arm out of the way, it came up and hit him in the eye, and it split his eyebrow. And and then it's right away. I saw all the blood coming, So I threw a couple uppercuts, and then I just covered up because I was sure that they were going to stop the fight. I was like, the second they looked at that fight, they're definitely going to stop this. So I didn't want him to cut me back or hit me with something lucky. So I just covered up. I circled away, and then the ref didn't jump in quick enough to my liking. So I started coming forward, and then the ref jumped in. And right away, I was, hands up. I knew that they were going to stop the fight. The doctor checked it. They stopped the fight. I went back to have my hands up, and I was all happy. And I knew it was done. I knew
You
it
were
was
telling
done.
me that. So I talked to Joe after the fight. I guess his head was low when you need it. Of course, that's how you get a knee on it. And then as he got up, like you felt like his head came up and his eyebrow followed.
Yeah, like I felt like it was a big split. Like they were calling it a canoe on the broadcast, and like it almost felt like his eyebrow came up slower than his head. Like his head came up and his eyebrow lagged and kind of flipped up, and blood went everywhere, and it was, I don't know.
And then you said you wanted the doctor to look at it, so you covered up and intentionally let him go. Like you could have kept shark in the water. Like what do they call it? The blood in the water thing.
I could have, but that also could have got me countered back. Like that also
Uh-huh.
running in mindlessly is not always the best approach. I do that sometimes, and my boxing coach is ready to kill me. But I like to think I'm doing it semi-technically. But I didn't want to hit a lucky shot.
Yes. So you would sort of intentionally let him go so that the doctors would look at him, and then they did, and they stopped the fight.
Yeah. Yep.
And
That cut was. It was a fully functioning vagina on his head. That was that fucking cut was like, I have never seen a fucking cut like that in my life. That was incredible.
It was bad.
You know what makes me think
bad.
it's worse too is the fact that so I got cut by Jim Miller. I got a huge cut on my forehead.
Right.
And I when the doctors checked me, I think this is a real part of it. The doctors asked me how I was doing, and I was 100%, I was very no, I'm good. I want to keep fighting. I'm good. I was very forward with them. I let them look right at the cut. I wasn't shying away. I wasn't doing that. Chiesa was the opposite. They came over. They tried to start looking. He started walking away as they're examining him. They pull him back over. They start to touch it. And he kind of winces and pulls away, and then they stopped it right away. And I think that all has a big part of it. They're like, oh, he's in a lot of pain. That's a really bad cut. They feel it, and it's bad. He pulls away. Of course they're gonna stop.
I was about to. I'm glad I didn't interrupt because you said it. But yeah, he flinched in pain when they tried to examine the cut.
And that was the second time, because the first time he started walking away. They're checking it, and he's walking away, and they kind of pull him back over, and then they check it, and he winces and pulls away. Of course they're gonna stop that.
Yeah. So
Did any part of you wonder what's gonna happen if they let him keep fighting and I get the chance to hit that 5 or 6 more times?
I was already my box coach is already yelling at me, left hook, because now he's gonna have blood all in that eye. He's not gonna be able to see it.
Yeah.
So he kind of took some flack on the internet for being a bad sportsman. He kept saying I wanted to keep Joe going. Joe didn't break me. Things like that. He was talking smack. I don't know what he thinks was going to happen going forward, other than you sticking your freaking arm in there up to your elbow and ripping his forehead off. The first round Joe won, but if someone said Chiesa or whatever his name is had won, I'd think that they were wrong, but not crazy, right?
Right. You can't. I mean, you could think that someone's wrong in their thing, but you could try to determine that guy. Oh, maybe he won that round.
Right. You'd be like, I had it for Joe, but it wasn't so lopsided that this person is completely insane. Second round was getting worse for him, right? Joe was doing the things that he wanted to do in there until he split the guy's face open. And then he's acting oh no, I was about to turn it all around, I was about to do my bad move. And if Joe saw that, then it'd be over. What was he, you do a triple Lindy of MMA?
The big indicator for me too, going forward afterwards, was that so when I got caught by Jim Miller, I was posting pictures every day. It was really cool to see the whole healing process and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen other people go and do the same thing. Oh, here I am at 3 days, 4 days, blah blah blah, going forward. Haven't seen a single picture of Chiesa. So how bad he keeps talking about how my cut was worse. It's
that was actually him in the Tommy Toho video. That was an update. Yeah, that was actually him.
I was
not going well.
I was laughing so hard at that. I was so glad you put that in.
I just thought, man, wouldn't it be fucking great if I just cut to and it's just half his fucking face is just gone.
Yeah, I was glad they stopped it because when I saw the cut, I was thinking if Joe starts hitting that thing again, this guy could really get fucked up. What if he tears it even more?
Yep.
He would have. There was no if about that.
Joe's not nice.
You can't afford to be.
Dude, no. So me, right? I am no threat to Joe. I'm rolling with him in July, but this is like
Kyle did this to you.
like 15 months ago. No, this isn't the same story. And so I'm rolling with him at his gym as like he's like preparing, and I said something like, well, I'm kind of counting on Joe's kindness, right? That he's not going to fully like brutalize me like he's capable of doing. And they're like, wait, what? You're counting on... And everyone's like, no, bad plan. They practice a thing they call asshole jitsu or asshole... What is it? Just asshole jujitsu?
AIT, always in training.
They called it asshole jitsu, I'm sure of it.
Oh, yeah, me and Chris.
Yeah, and the brand of jujitsu that he does involves lots of like drilling elbows into like soft stuff, and like he'll like sandpaper rug burn you with his hair. Whatever he thinks you won't like is part of his game.
You're uncomfortable, I'm winning. It's pretty much all. Like, make you uncomfortable, I'm winning.
So it's, yeah, anyway, Mark Kerr used to do that from old Pride days. He'd stick his thumb in the opponent's cut and kind of like twist it as a way to open it up. You can't officially do it.
That's hardcore.
Yeah.
Put his thumb in their cut?
Yeah.
You just jam it in there and kind of move it around.
I'd poke him in the fucking eye. If he put his thumb in my cut, I'd poke him in the fucking eye.
I think you can't put fingers in any kind of cut, but I think you could like dig your elbow and like start scraping.
If he put his thumb in there and went like that, I would poke him in the eye like fucking Three Stooges.
There it is. The 205-pound champion right here on Painkiller already.
And then eye pokes became legal like because of some discrepancy or something.
I don't know what it is with 205 and eye pokes. You know, they used to call Chuck Liddell the Eyes Man.
That's mean.
Iceman. So bad. Such a bad joke. That's a dad joke.
I didn't even get it till right then. That was a big dad joke.
I didn't make it up. So, speaking of dads, Joe, you're a dad. How has it impacted your life? So like you were on the show before, but your son had just beaten cancer, so you didn't have like the typical newborn dad experience. You had something much more hardcore.
Yeah, I mean it's
now you
pretty
do.
normal. It's pretty normal now.
Yeah, now you've got just a regular old kid, boy. People don't know he's Joey Lauzon the third, and he's healthy. In the pictures, he's always happy.
He's doing good, and that's like it's weird. Like I have like some friends that, like they take pictures of their kids all the time, and like they take like 800 pictures, and they just post the one where he's smiling. Joey's legitimately happy all the time. It's weird. It's very, very strange and creepy. Like I don't smile very much unless I'm hurting someone. Yeah, but he's always smiling. Like he's always super happy. I think he's glad he's just not getting stabbed with needles anymore. He's like, this is a good day.
It's a new parenting technique. Just like make the first 3 months of their life brutal.
Yeah.
They'll be happy forever.
Happy in hindsight. Yeah, he's good. So it was a little easier before because Katie wasn't working because she finished while she was pregnant. She finished nursing school, and then we were dealing all the stuff with Joey, so she didn't go back to work right away. And then she passed her nursing boards, and she got a job. So like her first week working was like the week before my fight. So it was good for me training because I could train and didn't have to worry about all the getting up with Joey and all that other stuff. But now since the fight, it's been a lot more. It's been great spending a lot more time with Joey. And then we have we got like a couple different babysitters that we use, whether it's my mom or Katie's mom, or we had another babysitter we use, Sherelle, who's awesome. So like when I gotta go to the gym or I have to go to do this or that or whatever, they can come and keep track of him. And
you didn't mention Andy, the Raging Korean, as a babysitter.
Andy is scared to death of children. He's held Joey like maybe 2 or 3 times, maybe.
Really?
Scared to death of children.
Because Joey's strong now. Like he holds his own head up. He's not.
He's the easiest baby ever too. He's always happy. He's never whining. He's never fussing with anyone. He doesn't have stranger anxiety yet. So he's good. I don't know. Andy's just scared. Andy's scared.
Is Jimmy still living there?
No, Jimmy moved back up to New Hampshire, and he was working as a cop more. He had to take on more shifts, so it just made more sense for him to be up there a little bit more than down here.
Every so often, I see Jimmy ringside at like a major UFC fight. Like I'm trying to think of when the last time I saw him on TV.
You're probably looking at Shogun, because Jimmy could be fucking Shogun's twin.
No, it's Jimmy. It's Jimmy.
Maybe if he's in my corner, but other than that, he's probably not ringside.
They even mentioned it. Like there was a GIF on the MMA subreddit, and everyone was like, "Did you guys see Jimmy Quinlan there?" Like everyone recognized him as
I
Jimmy.
don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I think he has like a sugar daddy flying him around, taking him to UFC fights.
Does have a sugar daddy.
He does.
Does have a sugar daddy. Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy likes to attend the fights with Jimmy on his side.
Yeah. It's good though. It's good. You get someone that likes the sport that has a great company and has money and yeah, it works out really, really well.
So what percent gay would
It's
you
a
mark
sponsor.
down Jimmy
It's a
for?
sponsor. Yeah, it's a sponsor. What?
Yeah, and so what percent gay would you give him for accepting favors from his sugar
I
daddy?
don't think it's gay.
No,
I
it's
think
a little.
it's like a sponsor. The guy's a sponsor. He's got a sponsor that likes when Jimmy goes to the fights, so it works out well.
But a sponsor, like
So
usually
it's
wants
gay for pay.
He's gay for pay, is what he is. He Jimmy would
I
love
don't
this.
think there's anything. I don't think there's anything gay going on. It's just they're broing out a little bit.
Yeah, two guys holding hands in an MMA fight.
I don't know if this holding hands. So maybe.
The guy just buys Jimmy a ticket and likes to attend fights with him.
Yeah.
It's actually not gay. I just think it's funnier when it is.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's cool.
So Kyle, do you want to talk bug fights? My new channel. Something
I'm gonna
else?
get into your new channel. What's going on with that? I saw that you're making one, and I don't know anything about it, and I have to know.
So we spent a lot of time working on the name. And do you want to talk about some of the names we thought of before? Some of the failed names?
Sure.
Yeah.
There was "Don't Try This at Home."
Yeah.
You could have had that on YouTube, but the problem was, one of the problems was that it's long and that it's already taken everywhere else, like Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, etc. Like all that's taken, the website. And what was another one?
Watch this.
Watch This. That was one of his. I think I had
You had
Lights, Camera. I think Lights, Camera, Action or something.
Yeah, I remember Action Reaction was a name.
Yeah, something like that. There were
All
there
those
a few
variants
different
were
ones.
taken.
Yeah, but
A lot of the ideas that we came up with were taken places, right? Like it
Destruction No, it was Destructive Productions.
Destruction Productions. See, Kyle wanted Destructive Productions because he felt like it was more grammatically correct. But I like Destruction Productions because it rhymed. And it was too long by 2 letters. 1 letter if you drop the S. And the link thing is a and the link is a big deal. Like YouTube will let you do 20 letters, but like Pinterest will only let you do 15, and I don't know all of them. But and for Don't Try This at Home.
Is there Woody's Gamertag Pinterest? Is that what you're telling me right now?
There's a Woody's Lab.
There's a
Pinterest.
Woody's Lab Pinterest.
Yeah, that's what we went with, Woody's Lab. And I'll tell you about the idea behind
And a
it.
MySpace.
I didn't get MySpace.
You need a MySpace?
I did. I will be running that from now on. If you want to get inside of this head, you come over to Woody's Lab on MySpace.
Did you really get it? No. It wouldn't have shocked me. But
you have 48 hours to get it before this goes live.
yeah.
You got a subreddit though, right? I think I saw you had a subreddit for it.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
dude! So I have. Let me see if I can count all the places I got my branding. I have it on YouTube. I have it on Twitter. I have it on Pinterest. I have it on Instagram. I have it on Vine. I have it on Facebook. I have it on. Did I say Tumblr already? I think I did. I have it on Reddit.
You didn't say Tumblr yet, so Tumblr
Tumblr.
domain.
Website.
I have .net, .org, and .com.
Oh, cool.
I have I'm running out of ideas now, but yeah, I got my branding just about everywhere. And the concept behind the channel, it pretty much takes like some of my favorite parts from a lot of other things that I watch, right? Like it's a cross between Mythbusters, Slow-Mo Guys, FPS Russia, but it's not always guns, although it's going to be oftentimes guns. Like I don't even want to give away some of the first video ideas yet, but I like
Give
what
us
I like.
a tease.
What I like about Mythbusters is they will like do a thing and then they'll ratchet it up until it becomes a cool thing. Like one of the ideas that Kyle's not on board with was how you ever see like someone put oxyacetylene in a balloon? No. So you put oxyacetylene in a balloon, it floats, and then you explode it, and you like set a gas to it, like a flame, and the explosion is larger than you might guess, even from a balloon. Well, I have a 6-foot balloon. Like, have you ever seen the people crawl inside of a balloon and like put them on their necks, and it's like a balloon that's 6 foot in diameter.
It's like a fucking
like a
weather
gimp suit.
balloon. It's huge.
Yeah,
it blows up to a size that wouldn't fit into a car. It blows up to a size that, I don't know, it's like 400 gallons.
It would hardly fit in the bed of a truck. Like, it's really large.
Yeah.
And I was
Who
like, I
wants to
could fill
this
that.
up with a gas that is used to melt steel. And you want to come up, we're going to come up with a precise mixture of oxygen and acetylene gas so that it's most explosive, and then we're going to fill it up. I've already come up with a rig. I know how to do it, so we can do it safely. But we're going to fill it up with oxyacetylene, and then we're going to ignite it in a way that's really cool using high-speed cameras.
Yeah. I bought a high-speed camera for this channel, which is pretty expensive, and a bunch of lenses and such. And we're gonna try to make amazing videos, stuff that some sort of like behind the scenes type stuff. Like I have an idea on how I can get big. One, I know a lot of people on YouTube. I know myself, so that there's a little cross promotion I can do to help it get kickstarted. And like a lot of what I want to do, I think, is GIF worthy or GIF worthy, depending on how you prefer to pronounce it. So it's like, put the branding on there and then let the thing spread. Let it drop to Pinterest. Let people throw it on, images or whatever on Reddit, and let people discover me through just GIFs and whatever that float throughout the internet. And that's the idea. Sort of like do a thing and then do that thing better and better and capture it with high production value, high speed cameras. And it's not going to be very much like Woody's Gamertag at all. Woody's Gamertag is really about like connecting them with my audience. This, with the exception of me trying to throw a funny line in here or there, it's really about the stunt. And
would Jackie let you do something that was a bit risque on that channel? Like could you do a thing with like hey, listen to my definition of risque. So
okay.
Maybe an episode where you use thermal vision to determine if a woman's breasts are fake or not.
Would that work?
Yeah, it works.
This sounds brilliant. I like this idea a lot.
With a thermal scope, I can see through an entire layer of clothing. You remember those like really inappropriate scanners they have at the airport back in the day, and they fixed them? Yeah, you can get that like right here, and just take it with you.
I think
how much would
one
this
thing that might throw a little
cost?
humor in it, we should
$25,000.
get some man boobs in that as well, right?
Yeah, maybe some man boobs. And also with the high-speed photography, what if we got a real fat guy and we punched him in the stomach, or we shot him in the stomach with like a tennis ball launcher, or something.
So I like
maybe
that idea
thing
a lot.
that we were talking about building earlier.
And it's hard to reject every idea because it's been done before, but like I've had the ideas independently, and then I find that slow-mo guys did it already. And
What if we make
sure.
a dildo cannon?
Now that I think might not hit the Jackie filter. I don't know.
We'll blur the dildos.
I could make a dildo cannon. Like we could put what are the feathers on an arrow called? Is it the chalk or the knot?
The vein.
The vein, yeah, I think.
Or
Is it?
Fletching?
Fletch, that's what I was going. It's the fletching. It's called the fletching. That might be another thing.
No, felching is when you eat out of someone's asshole. I believe.
Okay. Yes.
Fletching would be on the arrow.
Fletch.
Thank you,
Fletcher.
Taylor. Your expertise came through big this time. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
thank you for contributing.
So we could put fletching on a dildo and it should shoot straight.
I'm not concerned with the accuracy of my dildo cannon. I'm looking for raw power.
I was thinking we might want to hit something reactive. Like what if we fired a dildo into ballistics gel?
That wouldn't do
dildos
enough.
are made out of soft things unless you have like a glass dildo, and I think that might just shatter unless we put it in some kind of a sabo, something like a thing that wrapped around it, and like you got your dildo and then like a thing that wraps around that, and that goes in the barrel, and then it launches out. The sabo comes away, and
A
the
glass dildo and a potato gun might work.
I don't know, man.
Anyway,
There were too many moving parts. You'll have
it's
to
not
hammer
all
more
meant to be
details
this
down
dirty.
later.
I think a lot of it
No,
was
not at all. That's the dirty.
some gun stuff, some explosive stuff, some interesting chemical reactions. If I don't throw 5 gallons of sodium in a lake, then I'm not doing my job right. That's.
I want to see a lot of chemical reactions. I've been watching a lot of those. Some guy heats up a nickel ball on YouTube and drops that on shit. That's really neat.
Yeah,
do stuff like that.
But sometimes I've seen thermal reaction. I'm sorry, I cut you off. I've seen reactions done
you're
before, but they don't do it with the same production quality that I intend to bring to it. You know, until they've got 3 cameras on tripods and studio lighting, they're not making the kind of video that they can. You know, so that's
What if we melted a gun down and made bullets out of it and shot stuff with gun-made bullets?
It sounds
That's
awesome,
very
but
meta.
expensive.
No, it's actually not, because the what are those damn pistols? Is it a high point? Yeah, like a high point.
Yeah, those are
Those
the
things
shit
co-
burner pistols.
Yeah, you can get them for like 120
Right.
bucks,
At a
and they're
pawn
made
shop.
out of like, yeah, they're made out of like nickel or some shit. It melts in a pan. Seriously, it melts at like 600 degrees or something.
That wouldn't be nickel then.
Eric did it.
Wow,
It's something cheap, some cheap bullshit metal.
plastic.
No, it's metal.
I'm just
Plastic.
joking.
Burn
It's a
plastic in a
polymer
pan.
gun.
It's working.
But yeah, so that's the idea, and I want to upload weekly. I haven't picked a day yet, but you know, I'll probably pick a day where the day before I tend not to be very busy. Like, you know, maybe I'll upload Thursday or something, because that's like the biggest gap I have between Painkiller Nearly and Painkiller Already. By the way, Painkiller Nearly, click on the Patreon link. We just lowered the price. Go
Yeah,
subscribe.
that's
Do
real
it.
nice.
Do it. Do it. Now's a good time. Make it happen. But what was I gonna say? Painkiller Nearly. Anyway, so that's Woody's Lab. You can subscribe to it, but I will warn you, the first video is not going up till like October. Right now, I'm sort of working. I've got a guy helping me with all the graphics and the branding and the intro, and I have a little bit more equipment I'm still waiting on, but most of it's there. Like I'm getting some experience with my slow-mo camera. Those things take time, you know, to set it up, and it can be like 20 minutes between shots. But
How would you like an enormous pumpkin? Like a
Ooh.
400 or 500 pound one. That'd be cool, right? Then
Yeah.
you drill a hole in the top, you fill it up with water, and then you put an explosive charge, like a very small one, right in the center of it, detonate it, and the whole thing just fractures from the hydro pressure.
you don't think the water will slow down the bullet so the explosive does? You need the explosive near the edge of the watermelon, I think.
Just take a piece of PVC pipe and put it in there and touch it to the explosive, and I'll shoot through the piece of PVC pipe down to the explosive.
Yep, that would do the trick.
You're missing the opportunity to turn the pumpkin on its side and fire the glass dildo at it.
Ooh.
Oh, that is the best way.
You know, think of the think of the product integration you could do if you had a dildo launcher. Like, imagine like Fleshlight came to us, and those could be our targets. You could have Fleshlights down there, like the different models, like the butthole one, the vagina one.
As
the
if
mouth
even
one.
you could fire a glass cock into a fake butthole from more than like 3 feet away.
Dude. I think I could. I've done some similarly ridiculous stuff before. I think I could handle that.
I worry that if we go down the road that you're taking me, that it shuts off the door to a lot of other sponsors and branded integration.
Actually, I bet Kyle could do it, but only if you used like a vibrator that was sleek and smooth. You couldn't do it with one of those like realistic-looking dildos that has like veins in the cock. Like you
Well,
wouldn't
we'd
be able
be
to do
shooting
that.
them into the fake vaginas, you know, like that's part of it.
I'm saying that if you're far away, it's going to be harder to get a veiny dick
Oh
to go
no!
straight than
I
just a
want
nice.
4K close up of the fake vagina as we get penetration, and I want it to like wiggle a little, like slow motion.
Then you
and,
want
like,
to rewind it.
Lube
and
droplets
play it, and rewind it
sparkle.
and play it.
Lube droplets are like sparkling. Like you get that angle where you get the beams of like the rays of light, like twinkle twinkle, but it's in little droplets of wet platinum,
Right.
and they just sparkle.
Yeah.
That little oil spill look you get in the wet platinum from the lube.
Yeah, and you do kind of like this focus effect where like Woody, you know, you're looking at the vagina all destroyed from the dildo cannon, the fake vagina, of course, and then you pan it, you go in tight on Woody and focus in on him, and he's just back there with his dildo cannon, like yeah, and that's how
A
the
lot of
episode
lens
starts.
flares, really
And
classic.
he's like, let's fuck some shit up.
Oh, gosh.
Good video. Good video. Kids are
Tommy,
gonna
any ideas for
I've
Woody's Lab?
As of now, I'm the only contributor.
I honestly, after glass dildos, I really don't know where you go from there. I mean, that's.
I do.
Uphill is where you go from there. Yeah.
You can close the door to a lot of sponsors if you get too raunchy.
All right.
Yeah, you know, suddenly Travel Aruba won't want to work with me because I do lots of dildo work when I'm not with them.
Travel Aruba.
I just made that up because Devin's super
you know,
tramped.
After that whole Natalie Holloway thing, I bet Traveler Ruby would probably work with us.
This is the thing I'm not familiar with.
No, yeah, you don't watch the news. Never mind. New topic?
Yes, I have a couple, but if you have one in mind, go ahead, hit it.
Desk
Plop! All right.
All right. So we got this for desk pops now. The lamest thing ever. I'm surrounded with like $45,000 of weapons, and I've got this instead.
And it hurts him. There's like shrapnel.
Yeah, yeah. It's like shooting little hot pieces of shit at me and stuff. So that's how we go from. That's how we announce a new topic now. Apparently, some new topic. Although I'm not sure what the new topic should be.
I've got one if you need help.
I thought we had some picked out. Like I thought I.
You did.
The next thing I wanted to go to.
Bug fights.
Bug fights.
Yes.
So someone said they were sending Woody some bugs, but they never did. So I guess we're starting over from scratch, and I've got a terrarium, and I've got a small terrarium to like store things in, I guess, and then I just gotta order the bugs now, which I guess I'll do. I might do it tonight. I'm gonna order some bugs.
If anyone else is on board with this, but I think when it comes to bug fights, the more racist, the better.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you jumped right in with me, and I'm not out here alone promoting race.
I think I've been there for quite some time with the bug fights. I don't know if racist is what I'm going for. I just think that you've got stereotypical bug representation from different nationalities. So you maybe got a Jamaican bug or a pirate bug or maybe a Chinese, Japanese bug. An
with
Italian
accents.
bug, Mexican bug with the accents.
Not like racist. It's more like humorously bigoted.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
just laughing at others
Just
critically
just a bit of
for our
comedy,
own
that's all.
fun.
A little bit for laughs, that's all. And I think it'll be funny. Each bug's got a different personality, and Mirko will do some voices, and I'll do some voices, and best of all, Woody will do some voices.
It's gonna be so bad, but hopefully humorously bad.
Yeah,
I'll break out my German accent, which sounds a lot like all my other accents, and we'll go. I don't know what kind of bug is from Germany. I'm gonna be a freaking butterfly or something. It'll be fun.
Yeah. I was thinking, Kyle, you're going to have to put that English accent on the back burner for a while. Doesn't it just seem like all the insects from England and over in the UK are going to be kind of bitchy? Like just little small shit bugs, not like those big ones in Africa or China. Australia, they're going to have some hardcore bugs.
Yeah.
I imagine if we had a big cockroach, it'd be Mexican for some reason. I think the cockroach would be Mexican. I just do.
Yeah, that would have to be, right?
It just makes sense, right? I think you have a lot of characters, and I think we do a lot of voices.
I know
these
Australia
could be fun
has
little videos.
has
To the death. That's the best
American
part. We're
bug
fighting bugs to the death.
Yeah.
What's the fag?
The American bug. Huh.
Scorpion.
The scorpion.
No. That has to be like
Shouldn't
the
it be-
Afghanistan bug.
I think it should be a big wasp. I think it should be a giant, like something that flies around that comes in and stings the fuck out of you and flies away.
Oh, this is so dangerous to make. You're gonna have like a 5-inch wasp in your house.
Oh, I'm gonna have no. So here's gonna be the setup. So camera here, camera really up close here, container here full of evil bugs with a thing on top, shotgun right here next to it. So that if anything gets
Evil
out of
bugs.
hand, you remember in Jurassic Park, like at the very beginning of Jurassic Park, like they're trying to transport a velociraptor and it like sucks the guy in, and you can hear the one guy going, "Shoot her! Shoot her!" And they don't fucking no. That we skip straight to shooter at my house. Like if there's any kind of a like giant bug escaping, I'll blow holes in the wall, in the floor. I remember one time my uncle had this snake in his house, and he immediately grabbed a shotgun and shot it and blew a hole in the floor. And everybody was like, "What the fuck? Why would you do that?" He's like, "Look, that snake had gotten out of my sight, gotten in the walls, gotten in the ceiling somewhere. I had to burn this motherfucker down because we're not cohabitating." He's like, it's either it was him or me. It's like that's how it goes. And that's how I feel about like a centipede that's as big around as my fucking dick and like that fucking long. Like I don't want that thing. No, they're fucking some of these things look like fucking snakes, and that scorpion we're looking. No. This is it. I keep forgetting the name of it. This is it a sand spider or
The camel spider.
camel
that's
spider?
what you're thinking of, right?
Dude, that camel spider can literally run 10 miles per hour. If that thing hit my hardwood floors, I would have to shoot. He could be anywhere at 10. Like that's a fast jog. Like that's fast. He'd be gone. He could be gone, or maybe like up my pants leg and like bite me on the balls before I can say no.
And as far as you know, with all those fucking spiders, like as soon as it gets around the corner, like a big tuft of spores of little spiders are gonna explode off its head, and then suddenly you got a problem.
Like I'd run up and like step on it, and it'd go, and like 10 million eggs would just vaporize and go like into the crevices and get sucked into the ventilation. And I'd just be like getting lighter fluid and soaking the walls, I guess. We had a good run. Like, no, I can't live like that. So I'm really freaked out, but I didn't want to do this. I don't care for bugs. It's not like I stay awake at night thinking about them. The other day I was doing PKN and that spider started crawling on my leg, and I was just like, oh, look, it's a spider, and I like killed it. But
this is what you're missing out. Patreon,
Oh, yeah, you need to watch
$10
PKN.
level,
Yeah,
get
that's good.
PKN.
But with those horrible bugs that I'm ordering from the internet, there's giant scorpions and spiders and shit that I've never even seen before, like stuff that looks like a mixture between some kind of crab and a spider and like a big ant. Like there's shit like I've never even heard of, like vinegroons. We're gonna fight that stuff. to the
What
death.
is it?
It's like a vinegroon, like VINEGROON. See if that's a thing.
Sounds like a Pokemon's name or something.
Right? It looks like a goddamn Pokemon. They look so scary, man.
Vinegroon.
What's the website you're ordering these bugs from?
We looked at a couple of them. Like I've just priced them. I haven't like seriously like ordered them or anything. But it looks like they're gonna cost,
What kind of
anywhere
god
from-
would make this?
right? That makes you think when you look at that vinegaroon or whatever it is. Like pull that up for us, Woody, if you don't mind. Like you wonder, is there a god? Because if there is, why would he make a vinegaroon? Why would he?
Yeah.
How could you see beauty in the vinegaroon? It's the most disgusting
Exactly.
thing.
Is this bugsincyberspace.com? Is that where you're looking?
I looked at a bunch of different websites, but that one sounds kind of familiar. They range in price from like $8 to like $30 or $40, depending
Some
on
of
what
them
you
are
want.
like $50.
Yeah, okay. Just depends what you want, I guess. I want like full adult, already trained to kill scorpions stuff, though. I want some.
Already trained to kill.
I want them to be antagonized from an early age. Like every day, just some guy comes in with a stick and just fiddles with them a little. Maybe some kid bangs on a tank. Just they're fucked up from birth, and I
You want
want
some
to
previously owned by Michael Vick bugs.
Yes.
Just
And then
to
I want
have
to throw them
pretty
into the PKA Thunderdome, and let them fight to the death.
I like
I'm
where
just-
we're
I'm
headed
just
here.
excited by how excited Kyle's getting about this. I
I-
have all these bugs, big terrarium in your home.
I'm not. I'm really grossed out about it. Like honestly, I'm not excited about the prospect of having the bugs.
It
I'm
simply
more
needs to
excited
happen.
about getting the footage and doing the voices.
You need a brown recluse.
Oh, those
shit.
scare me
Would that
so.
fuck up another bug?
I don't know.
They're really tiny though, aren't they? They're like the
Yeah,
size
they're-
of a quarter.
I don't think they'd win a fight. I think like one of these other bugs we're
you have
talking,
to
like a
find
praying
out.
mantis. I think
Yeah.
a praying mantis would just be like. And just, like,
That's
eat his
why they
ass.
play the games.
I want to do something with fire ants. I think like I think like
Yeah.
throwing like 50 fire ants in with like a big beetle.
A wasp.
And what if I did this to be a fucking douchebag? What if I made like syrup and I dripped syrup on the beetle's back? Just
Oh,
a little
no.
bit. Just a little bit so the ants can get a taste and think of that beetle as like Sugar Island. And they're like, Sugar Island! And like the ants are all chasing him around. But you get a big fucking beetle, one that's like, bigger than your thumb, a big one like that big. And like 50 fire ants. Let them duke it out. Then we could do tons of voices. There would be like crowds of voices. And we could have the ants having conversations about what they were up to that day.
I'm gonna be really upset if you don't get a brown recluse.
I'm absolutely positively not getting a brand new recluse.
I'm gonna be
like-
really upset if he doesn't do it.
There is a dude,
Like,
I heard
I-
a story about a dude that got bit in the dick by a brown recluse, and for those of you who don't know, it's a small brown spider that looks a bit like a house spider. They're brown, as you might imagine, but their bite is what's it called?
Necrotizing, right? Causes necrosis?
Necrotizing. Yeah, it basically it's like it appears to be flesh eating, but it's really like flesh killing. It just kind of dissolves you. It like some snake's venom does.
Some demon, some monster,
Like
what
a
it is.
demon. It's like something from that movie The Mist, from with those beings from another
Like
dimension.
the payoff rate a bunch of browsers.
Yeah, they're terrible. I want no part of
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Yeah, you cut
it's
out
you,
that for me.
Taylor. Kyle's okay, but you're cutting off for everyone else.
Yeah, fuck you,
Shit.
Smurf.
Yeah. You and your
I'm not gonna
mushroom
let that
internet
die.
connection.
But yeah, I think the bug fights will be fun. I'm actually gonna do it, and also the survival footage is being edited like as we speak now, so that'll be coming out soon too. Not the survival, the adventure. You know, the rafting, zip lining, and all that stuff, and the shooting. I don't think I have any shooting videos though.
I don't know. Kitty took some on her phone. Maybe it'll be good.
Maybe. Yeah,
Or
we've
not.
got that one. Well, you already showed that though.
Oh,
unless
yeah,
you
that
showed-
one that I shot with the incendiary 22 thing.
Yeah, that was cool. Those 22 tracers are really nice. I like
I
those.
really like that. 22's become my favorite round. Like when I started, I wasn't into 22 at all. I liked things that were big, that went bang, that could hypothetically kill a human-sized animal like a human. Like that was a thing that I liked in a gun. Now my tastes have evolved towards is that change topic or we changed topics?
Both.
Okay, yeah. Now
No,
I
no,
like
no, no,
22s.
no.
I
That
think
means
they're
we
fun
did
to shoot.
change topics. No, continue this topic. I was just letting everyone know that we had changed topics.
But as a little sidebar, that should be Kyle's new way of telling people time to just shoot the gun.
Yes. From now on, it's both.
I don't know if it's subtle. I'm not sure. I have a topic. It's not funny, but I feel like we should cover it. Have you ever heard of Nice, thank you. Daniel John Zeitz? Are you familiar with him?
No.
He's from Roswell, Georgia, and he's a big YouTuber. I think he's a pro gamer as well. I didn't really follow him that closely. Do you know the story already?
Yep.
He's dead. He was selling a PS4 to a stranger that he had put it on Craigslist, like to sell a PS4, like you would do. And a 16-year-old girl had a pistol, and it appears that she shot through her boyfriend's hand. I don't know exactly what the pose was, and into Daniel Zeitz. Yeah, thank you, Kyle. And killed him. If I need to read the story again, but she hit him in the chest. Yeah, so it went through his hand and then into Zeitz's chest, and it killed him. And if I understand it right, he was pronounced dead like on the way to the hospital, but I'm not certain of that detail. And we usually try to find the funny even in some pretty horrible situations, but I don't see it here.
Yeah, it's a really shitty situation. I can't imagine why. I guess she was just there to steal his fucking PlayStation, and then he wouldn't give it to her, and she shot him. Maybe.
Yeah, I left that out. That's actually part of the thing. They went to steal it, and he resisted having his PlayStation stolen from him, and that series of events led to him being shot and killed.
That's
Was this at his home?
No. Well, wait. I think it might have been, actually. I don't know why I thought it was in a parking lot, but he was, let me scan this article. If I remember right, he was like on a live stream or in a call with someone he knew, and he said like, wait a minute, I'm going to go like outside and sell this thing, and then he's dead.
Wow.
Shortly before the shooting, he was playing with his teammate. He said, "Hey guys, I'll be right back." And that's when he went outside to do the Craigslist deal and got shot. So I assume he plays from home. That's how it went down.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's
Not worth
really
dying
shitty.
over a PlayStation 4. I need one, coincidentally. I want to be playing that Destiny. I don't know why my copy hasn't gotten here yet. But I'm gonna I'm gonna buy it, and I think the three of us should play it.
Have you guys played Destiny yet?
No, that's
I haven't
it's
bought
not.
it
It's
yet.
I played the demo, but I don't know. I didn't love the demo, but my buddy was loving the full version.
Nice with the desktop, Kyle. Yeah, from what I can tell, a lot of people are calling it the next Titanfall, which is to say like a good game, But in terms of, longevity, it's like don't expect it to be big 4 months from now, like a COD will. COD will be big. What is COD? It lasts for like 6 months a year, roughly now. Is that a good estimate? I know for Joe it lasts a year. But Joe, how do you feel about Ghosts?
I think Ghosts sucks.
Right?
You know what it is? So I like Ghosts. It was okay on 360. And it looks better on 1, but honestly, I have so much more fun playing on 360 than I do on 1. Like, I've been playing lots of Black Ops 2 just because it's so fast. You join session, it's immediate. It's not a 20-second wait. I feel like the lag kills me.
Huh. On Xbox One, do you think it's better players, like more hardcore people immediately get the new console?
I mean like the experience of like using the system. Obviously Xbox One is newer and it's not as smooth as 360 is, but like, how the fuck is a system this much newer, that much slower than Xbox 360? It's just so slow. Like, I should be able to pull up my friends list and it should be immediate. It shouldn't be like a 10-second wait.
I got the Xbox One and PS4 right away. I haven't used my PS4 yet. I stopped using the Xbox One. Like, I'm not sure I used it this year. Like, I've just been doing PC stuff.
PC's so much fun. I've been playing Daisy Overpoch. And
Despot.
Misfire. Fucking hurts.
Be scared. There we go.
All right, there we go. Every time, it fucking hurts. I've been playing Daisy Overpoch, which is a mod for Daisy that combines Overwatch and Epoch. And basically, you've got a coin money system. You've got vehicles, tons and tons of weapons like suppressed ACR 6.8s and like MSRs and shit like that. And you've got base building like in Minecraft, so you can keep all that stuff safe. Because in DayZ, when you die, you lose everything. But they've expanded upon that little idea with this base building thing. And there's safes in the bases, and you just like Minecraft, you can do all that from scratch, or you can donate to the server and you can get that stuff. And so I'm gonna buy us a base. I'm gonna get us a fucking like military vehicle with a minigun on it, and get a couple of weapons packs, and I'm gonna go have some fun. It's I've been playing just the regular game, and that fucking sucks. Because you're kind of naked in the world, and
you want it to be good, right? You keep thinking that, like, if I could just get a good life, if I could just get like things...
Well, you haven't played Overpoch with me yet. Overpoch's fun.
I've been working like so. I mean, not to change the whole topic. I will come right back. But WoodyCraft, I felt like, in some of the summer months we didn't do as much new stuff as we could have. And we're doing so much on WoodyCraft now, it's practically like a server relaunch. 2 weeks ago was a new speedrun map. Last week was a new updated game mode, Skywars. We have like team-based Skywars, 4v4v4 Skywars. Skywars is freaking awesome on WoodyCraft. If you like the game mode, if you're a Minecraft player, we have the best one in the world, in the multiverse. And then, as I say this, tomorrow we begin the factions reset, but it'll be like today or whatever if you're watching it. And then, and then next month we have 2 new game modes that we're launching. So, I haven't played Daisy Overpoch yet because I pretty much work every moment I'm awake again. That's what it takes sometimes, man. You see me come on these shows and I'm like drained and tired with bags under my eyes. That's why I've got the best server in the multiverse. So yeah. Anyway, Overpoch.
Overpoch's really fun. It's so much better than DayZ. DayZ, you're just waiting to die. But with Overpoch, there's a lot more loot. There's there's a store where you can go and you can sell the loot. There's a bank you can go to keep your coins so you don't lose those when you die. And because of the base building, it's a whole different kind of militarized version of the original game where you don't just happen upon strangers and get into interactions. The videos that I see, it's the guy will grab like a couple of his buddies and they'll hop in a tank or something, and then they go hunt people. And a lot of people they're hunting aren't just poor strangers who just spawned in. They're the same thing. They're guys with like a base and they've got their own vehicles and they're all armed as well. And they have really like 20-minute standoffs where 3 guys are counter sniping each other or something. Looks like a lot of fun. That's what I want to do. So.
Yeah. And can you buy stuff in that game? Because
Yeah. I think I did it wrong. So
okay.
I think I was supposed to ask for an admin before I bought the stuff on the website, and I just didn't understand how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm still gonna get my stuff, but I've already bought us a base. It was like $25. you could have built the base, but I think that I can just get a prefabricated one that's just a big nice structure for $25.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna buy like a prefabricated base and a vehicle and some money and some guns and
If it's anything like DayZ, it would take or freaking Factions for that matter, like to build this stuff and get it all the slow way is, I bet it takes 36 hours or something crazy like that. Like, it would take a team.
For me, it definitely would. It would take a lot of work, and it would take a team. It would be better if you had 2 or 3 people.
Three of us working for 12 hours straight still might not come up with a $25 base.
I don't know. In days, I think we just don't know what we're doing. From what I watched
That's
a video
part of
earlier, and the guy, it seemed to take that guy about 40 minutes to build his base, and just a couple of hours to get those supplies necessary. And Overpock, like guns are plentiful. If you go into you go into the barracks and there's like an ACR sitting there with a silencer and a red dot and everything you could want.
If he did it in 40 minutes, I bet I could do it in 4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to play some Overpock. I think that would be a lot more fun. We were going to do DayZ for PKA Plays last week, but it was just so sad and depressing, and we failed at it so fucking hard. Like, we couldn't meet up with each other. Like, we never found each other. That island is so big.
It was funny because these guys are going all over. They're just playing and playing and playing. And they, by the way, started before me. So, they already have like 4 hours in. I hope I'm doing about right. And I pop in and I'm like, oh, here's a gun. Hey, here's a gun. Here's some ammo. Oh, you can only hold 3 guns at a time. And they're all like so frustrated because I'm like, I've got too many guns to touch. How can we meet up? I'll give you some.
That's like the usual problem in that game. There's so many guns to choose from.
I bet I played 10 or 12 hours of DayZ, the regular version, the vanilla version. I have yet to find a gun and then find ammo for it. Hasn't happened yet.
I've had that a couple of times. Well, the one time we did meet up, I had guns and ammo, and it was cool. Like, they're being chased by, I don't know, 4 zombies or something. And I was like, just get to me. I got this. And then I killed the zombies. Go on.
Tell them the story. Tell them what we did to that guy.
Oh, yeah. So, there was another time I also had guns and ammo, and he was with Chiz mostly, and Kyle a little bit. I think you guys met up later. But when he was with Chiz, he broke the guy's arm. He broke Chiz's arm by hitting him with an axe, I think. Mm-hmm. And then they decided that they were going to be friends. And, but Chiz...
See, he didn't know it was us. This guy had broke Chiz's arm earlier and then ran away. And then, like, hours later, Chiz and I had met up, and we see this guy again. And there he is with his axe and the same getup and everything.
But Chiz had a new character.
Yeah, he didn't recognize Chiz.
And he used a high-pitched, like, effeminate voice.
Yeah, it was funny. So we tell him, we're like, well, come with us. We'll partner up, and we'll go to the ship. It's just down the shore. Just down the shore means, like, literally 10 minutes of running.
Yeah.
Woody's in the ship. So we run to the ship, take him up there to Woody, and Woody goes, everybody get down! Get on the ground! Press F2! And all of us just go like, yeah, and we all get on the ground. And then he walks up to the third guy and just like shoots him in the head 3 times.
And then
we take all his shit and strip him down to his underwear, and that was that.
So yeah, it was cool. We abused
justice.
For hitting
that
Chiz.
Was as cool as DayZ got. And then like 5 minutes later, this like 2 guys who really knew how to play DayZ were like sniping us out from like so fucking far away we didn't even know where
it was raining, and they had like full rain gear and everything. It was ridiculous.
We were hardcore. They came in and like stacked up formation, took me out, shot Woody from somewhere, crippled Chiz, and left him for dead. It was
it was bad.
That game is so aggravating.
Overpock is better though.
I've only played it once.
I promise you.
Wait, so Overpock, is that a full game or is that another game?
It's a mod.
Like
so it's a mod that requires Arma 2, Operation Whatever Head, and standalone. You launch it through the DayZ Commander. There's a bunch of mods in there, and you can get the mod there too. And it's just a militarized version that has an economy and base building. And there's lots of weapons and vehicles. Like there's Nissan 350Zs.
And you can buy stuff, right?
You can buy, there's like a store where you can take your in-game money and go buy stuff.
Can you buy in-game money?
Yes.
Good. Yeah, because I will much sooner cough over $5.
Like
then I will 5 hours.
I've been playing this game for a little longer than you. I've got some real world money, which just happens to change hands just nicely for that in-game money. So,
People hate that model, but fuck those people.
I like that, man. Look, here's the thing. Like, I really am interested in playing Overpoch, but it requires too much time to like get to the level to do what I want to do. I don't want to build a base. I don't want to earn money. I don't want to scavenge for guns. I want to do what like the videos I've been watching are doing, and that's.
I wasn't interrupting. I was trying to, I want to replicate what happens in the YouTube videos. That's my thing, right? I see these guys on YouTube videos. They're all in like ghillie suits, and they've got like 50 cals. They're shooting down helicopters, and like I'm like, okay, that's the experience I want. What's it going to take to give me a shot at this? I don't want to spawn in with a Glock 17 and just get raped by other players for my
it costs
first
about
like
$20.
Well, we're in luck because I have $20 and I want a sniper rifle. Let's make this happen.
I've got sniper rifle money.
That's right. Yeah, that's. Hey, Merca, you're not blue anymore. What did you
I turned the
do?
light on.
Really?
Yeah, just went and turned my kitchen light on.
That does the trick. Looking nice now.
Is it better?
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, Papa Smurf, you're
Papa Smurf.
you're a real boy
now. Looks great.
Do we need a new
So,
topic?
question for Tommy Toehold.
Oh, please.
Yeah,
go
I
on.
know Woody wanted to ask the mermaid the traditional question.
Oh, yeah. Run it by him.
All right, I'll take it. Tommy, you're on a desert island. That much is established, right? A deserted island, I mean to say, in the middle of the tropics, and you're going to spend your time there with a mermaid. Oh, he says he'll be right back. Do you want the top half or bottom half of the mermaid to be human?
Oh, Jesus Christ. You know
Also,
what?
you'll be spending the rest of your life on this island, and so this is going to be your partner. So this isn't a one-time fuck. This isn't a one-night stand with a half-fish woman. This is your lady, your new bitch. So
Okay, I'm gonna say top half human, and only because I want to also be able to interact with this when I'm not fucking it. So I think that would, if it's a fish, I feel a fish is not gonna be able to talk, right?
Right.
And it's gonna have human legs. That's not appealing. That's fucking weird.
could
I
be a
mean,
selling
I'll
point,
take.
not talking.
I mean, if I'm on this fucking island the rest of my life, I want to talk to something.
Wow. You chose the mermaid, top half human, based on her conversational abilities? That
No,
might
but
be
I
a
mean,
first.
you know, it's a humanoid thing. You know, it's not a. For me, like a fish with human legs, that's like some kind of abomination that I can't even fathom. Like that's something I would see in a nightmare. But like a mermaid, that's a traditional idea. Like I can see a mermaid.
There's
Don't get me
certain
wrong.
positions where you wouldn't even notice the top half was fish. Expand your mind.
Yes.
I'm not saying
Except
you're
for
wrong.
maybe when
I'm
you went
just-
to put your hand on their back and it was all cold and scaly.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's a fish top half.
I'm giving her a
yeah.
human butt, right? She's just kind of like somewhere around the rib cage. She transitions to fish.
That's just so fucking weird.
No.
Oh man.
Ugh.
There's just something off-putting about
so-
it. It needs some humanoid features. I couldn't do it.
You know,
Would you be able to make use of the cold fish vagina?
What you know about fish pussy?
No, I probably wouldn't touch the lower half. No.
You know how a catfish has that slime on them, you know?
Oh god.
They're
Always
self-lubricating.
Yeah.
Just imagine you have
Self-lubricating.
your lady lined up, you walk up, run your hand across her back, get some of that slime, lube up, and you just be right in there.
Jesus.
Everybody makes this fish thing out to be such a bad deal. Oh, she's half fish. Oh no, woe is me. I prefer half fish. If I could choose, if they were like, yeah, Kyle, what kind of girl do you like? Do you like you like big boobs? You like big butts? I like a one with a little scale on her back. You know what I mean? I like some gills behind the ears. I like the water world. I like one of those water world mutant bitches. That's what I want. Who self-lubricates.
Now I will say, for survival purposes, if her upper half is a fish, she could do a lot more underwater. I mean, she could go,
And let's be honest. Like, worst comes to worst, I'm killing her, and I'm gonna have some sushi, and then I'm still gonna fuck her at least once more.
Yeah, you're on an island. Who's gonna judge you, right? Like,
Right,
who's gonna
not
tell
me.
you no?
It's Lord of the Flies out there, man. I do what the fuck I want. It's my island. It's Kyle Island, or Skull
Also,
Island,
she
as it
can
will be
hunt?
named shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun to have your own island, to be the king of your own island. And then after a while, you go crazy and you start thinking the animals can talk back to you, and you imagine like a whole kingdom. I think that's what the Jungle Book's about.
You started off talking about how it'd be cool to be the king of an island, and by the end, you're just talking about how it'd be cool to be a crazy person who believes they're a king on an island. By animal. Which one
Is there a fucking difference, really? I mean, really, is there?
That'd be cool to be the king of the island, thinking the animals are talking to you, wandering around the beach.
You ever read Robinson Crusoe?
No one to tell you where to go.
I read it as a kid.
Do you remember the part where they talk about fucking? He talks about fucking the goats.
I might not. I might have read a kid-friendly version of this book.
Yeah, in the original version, he fucks the goats. Robinson Crusoe, goat fucker. That should be on the cover.
I thought we established a no judging policy.
I have no judgment when you're on the island by yourself. If he'd fucked a monkey instead, I wouldn't have cared. If he'd gotten AIDS from a monkey, I'd be like, well, man, shit happens. You were there all alone. It'd been years.
I guess in some ways a monkey's better than a goat. It's closer.
Really? I'd
You know,
much rather
closer
fuck
to
a goat.
you're
I
supposed to
figured
be
those
fucking.
monkeys have those strong fucking hands. They get a hold of your cock and balls, and that's what they do in the primate, wildlife kingdom.
Kingdoms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They fucking come. That's how they
tear your
fight.
dick off.
They go for your fucking genitals because that's the, if you can take their balls, then what more do you need to take? Why try to bash his skull in? The evolution has made super strong when you can just rip his balls off, and that solves the whole problem anyway. So, like, primates go for your junk. You don't want to be fucking a primate. Not at all. I think you want to get an animal with 4 legs so you can keep it where you want it.
What was the ISIS sheep herder arrested for? Trafficking
goat
sex
fuck-
workers.
Trafficking what?
Trafficking sex
what?
workers.
Oh, sex trafficking of goats.
Gotcha. That's
Yes.
funny.
Yeah.
Prost- yeah.
Funny might be a stretch. All right.
That is
All the
good.
jokes are bad, guaranteed.
Good effort. Good effort.
Bad jokes are a thing I
Averb.
do. Sony expects a $2 billion loss for this fiscal year. The PlayStation is doing well, but apparently their PC business is doing well, but they're investing a lot in phones and they're getting beat up. That's the issue with Sony, man. Those guys never seem to make any money. They always seem to have some area of them that underperforms.
Why would they think that the phone market here's a market we could really get into, no competition there. Like, Jesus Christ, why would you want to go against?
So I tweeted that I was going to get an iPhone, and a couple people tweeted me that a Sony that's coming out soon will be the coolest Android when it's released. I don't know.
I think it might be, but
To me,
I don't know
Samsung.
about it.
Samsung's
That
the.
could be.
I'm sorry, we keep getting. It's the delay. People don't know. It's hard not to interrupt each other on this show because there's like a longer delay than normal. But are you doing it on purpose?
What?
So Samsung was the previous Android leader, and I think that they're going to lose their spot because their phones are shitty, and now it's going to be someone else. I don't know, HTC, Sony, or who knows.
I didn't even know Sony was making phones.
LG.
LG, you think? Oh, that's what you picked.
Yeah, this thing is badass. I love this phone so much. I really do. I'm still happy after seeing the iPhone 6 Plus. I'm still happy with my phone. It would have been nicer to have the bigger screen, but still, I like this phone a lot.
I've got a better topic. Can I get a desk pop?
Absolutely.
Now.
Oh,
Did you think I meant sometime? There we go. All right, roundtable question. What would your brutally honest dating profile say? Brutally honest dating profile.
So we have to say something brutally honest that's bad about us, ourselves.
I guess, yeah, but as a dating profile, right? Like something that you're
not as bad as you think.
You could take a minute to think. Hmm.
I don't want to meet your parents.
Well, that's a given. These are supposed to be unconventional.
Let's see.
Seeking fifth girlfriend.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh,
Tommy, you working on yours?
Yeah, I'm thinking here. I'm trying to think of what the fuck I would say that's brutally honest.
Uh,
I'm writing mine down.
Oh damn, we're writing them down. Shit.
You're writing it down?
fuck. Woody's getting prepared.
Yeah, I think mine would definitely be. It would honestly, if it's brutally honest, it would have. It would be something on the lines of seeking like third or fourth girlfriend, and as well as like, don't expect not the adventurous type. Probably going to be doing a lot of video game playing and a lot of watching movies.
Here's what I have so far. Less chubby than before, over 40-year-old white guy seeking... Oh, I'm sorry. Less chubby than before, over 40-year-old white guy with awesome calves and hair seeking hot 22-year-old millionaire into kinky shit.
Oh wow, 22, huh?
You
think you'll get many hits?
Less chubby than before, over 40 white guy with awesome calves and hair seeking hot 22-year-old millionaire into kinky shit. I like it. Can't lose. Somebody else go.
Less chubby than he was before. You lead in good, but you're also saying like, hey, keep your expectations low, because I'm only less chubby than before.
Fully prepared for most disaster scenarios. Well armed. What?
Yeah. I've got many MREs on site.
Oh, God.
You're a lunatic.
That'll-
I sleep with a copy of Mein Kampf next to my pillow.
I have enough AR-15s to arm a battalion.
Joe, brutally honest dating profile. How's it coming?
Limited bullshit tolerance,
Wait,
and
what?
we'll break up. Limited bullshit tolerance, and we'll break up with you with text, by text.
Ooh. I mean, that's better than what some other really strong athletes have been doing to break up recently.
Yeah.
So text is fine. Or I guess no, he didn't even knock her into breaking up with him in the elevator. Fuck.
They got
Jeez,
married
I think
That's
that's
Yeah, they got
right
married.
That's how they tie the knot over there.
days later.
She still had the black eye.
Did she?
See her whole body
Yeah.
with black.
Did you
I
see?
assume so. You're not growing out of that.
What was her name?
Mrs. Ray
Whatever.
Rice.
Yeah, okay. So there was a like Mrs. Ray Rice makeup tutorial video on YouTube, and it was like showing how to cover up black eyes.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
It got a lot of views. It was great. I didn't watch it, but I just saw the
That's
premise
really
and
funny.
that was funny.
All right. I more dating profiles. Taylor? Tommy, you're next.
Guess mine would be that we live together. I'll eat all of your food, use all of your toiletries, use all of your toothpaste, toothbrush, everything until you buy me my own. I won't go out and buy myself those things: deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush.
Have
She has
you?
to-
Is that true?
I will like if I really need to, but if like I run out, I'll just use some hers.
Have you had
Until
roommates
she
before that you
gets
did
really
that too?
angry.
As well?
You do that?
Have you had roommates before that you did that too?
Oh no, not with another guy.
You wouldn't
No,
share
that'd be
deodorant with a dude?
gross.
Would
No.
it be? Is it really gross to share? Because here's my thing. Here's
There's
why I don't
little
think it's
hairs
gross.
on it. Sometimes. I'm not trying to rub some other guy's underarm hair all over
Here's
my
why
underarm.
I don't think it would be gross to share deodorant with a guy, as long as you knew that the dude like had like normal hygiene. The only time my deodorant ever touches my body is right after I got done scrubbing my armpit with soap. Like literally right
I
after.
guess that's true, but
Like,
you
I
can't trust
scrub my
other
armpit
people
with
to have that stringent.
Plus, it's
I trust
removed.
you. I bet that's how you shower. I bet that's how all of us in this call shower. At
Well,
some
we don't know
point.
much about Tommy.
We don't know about
Small
Tommy.
adults. Yeah.
I bet, you turn that camera on and he looks like the guy from South Park that's like,
The gaming guy.
I don't know. I'm not going to prejudge. But so I was just saying, looping us on there. I bet all of us at some point in the shower, there's some soap and a hand and an armpit all at the same time, and that area gets clean. Not that it's really filthy anyway. I mean, it's just like sweat, right? I mean, I don't really rub it against stuff a lot. It's just sweat.
Yeah,
But
I've never fallen armpit first in a cow pasture and then applied deodorant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I guess you're right in a way.
So I would have no
It
issue
only
sharing.
if you
Now, if it's like gym bag deodorant, like where he like reapplies it to like sweaty armpits, like some people do, that's different. That's gross.
See,
But,
now
like,
I don't like relish the opportunity to share deodorant, but I would do it for a bro. I've been tested and I come through.
Yep.
Yep, that's kind of where. Heck, at the Billionaires Bash, Wings of Redemption didn't have deodorant for some reason, and he asked his we all had to share a room. He asked his roommate, he got denied. He asked me, came through.
Wow. Who was his roommate?
It was X-Jaws, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
X-Jaws is kind of a germaphobe, just to a little bit, so that makes sense. I could definitely see it. I don't know if I would have done it with him either, though.
I did. Yeah,
don't know.
he smelled delightful all trip long. Not just because it was my
I know
deodorant.
that now. I know that now. Like when he's working out, of course he smells. Everybody does. But like if it was a normal day where he didn't have to work out, like I've actually got his cologne upstairs. He
No
left
way.
it here.
Can you get it?
Ooh, what does he use?
He's gonna get it. Oh, thank God. He just turned the camera off. That's awesome. We're going to see the Wings of Redemption cologne. Tommy, if you don't know, Wings of Redemption is a 410-pound gamer that we used to do this podcast with. And we had to let him go. He just didn't quite have his head on straight. But the legend lives on. And he stayed with Kyle for 3 weeks or so. And the idea was that Kyle was going to help him lose weight. He was sort of going to like provide that discipline where the discipline wasn't there without him. And he lost weight on the thing. I think when he was with Kyle, he lost 30 or 40 pounds, but he found it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's found it.
No, I found it.
yeah.
It didn't stay out.
It was all over the place. He found it and then some. But when he was with Kyle, he lost like 30 or 40 pounds, and he stayed with him and he lived with him and stuff. And apparently, Kyle has the amazing cologne. You know, you have that, like when you think of a really heavy guy, you might think of like, sweating when other people aren't, or like I don't want to say bad hygiene, but just not you typically
Bad
don't want to
hygiene
like.
is what you think of when you think of really heavy people like that.
But that's not the Wings will fully
Not
clean up
Wings.
and smell delightful, in the right situation. Of course, not when he's working out, but yeah, if you're at like a video game competition with him, you'll say, you know what, Wings, you are pleasant to smell.
Taylor, you do realize you can buy things like deodorant on Amazon, right? It just shows up at your house. It's not that tough to have.
No, yeah, I know, but I'm talking about like right then, because it's one of those things that I'll go like 3 weeks without going to get more without even really thinking about it, and then I'll be like, I could order it on Amazon, or well, then if I'm gonna do that, I may as well just go to the store. Well, fuck that, I'm not going to the store for it. My girlfriend has some to use right here. And so then just do that until she refills my supplies, and then we're good for another 6 months or so, till it regresses and she needs to fulfill her duties of supplying me with things.
I love how you have a supply of deodorant and toothpaste.
That's
You have rations.
that's one of the things that I
Rations.
started do. Like, so
Cut
we
it
used to
like it's
do
World War II deodorant.
at my house. We had a just-in-time inventory system for everything, right? Like, you need food, you need, I guess, food, deodorant, the little, I use an electric shaver sometimes, or Dollar Shave Club, one of those two. And, but the electric shaver, that blue liquid they use to clean it, like it runs out. And now that, I'm not living week to week, I just buy that stuff in bulk. Like I've got like 4 months worth of this. I buy deodorant in 6-packs. They're all like wrapped up in this cellophane. I got toiletry money right now, and I like it.
I like the just-in-time reference too. rapid application development just in time.
Yeah.
I like it.
We had a just-in-time inventory system, but now no longer. Now we have stockpiles of deodorizing and cleaning supplies. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Come on,
waiting for
Kyle. How long can it take to get his fucking deodorant? Not deodorant. That would be a big find if we found Wings deodorant there. Just the cologne.
I've got a whole new topic, actually. I want Kyle to come back. I don't know if we should change it while he's gone.
Kyle's eating a sandwich. He's like, oh, good
Yeah,
idea.
make him feel like a dick for taking too long.
That's what happened last time. He made himself a sandwich with like 6 different ingredients.
Yeah, because he comes, he's like, all right, give me 1 sec, I'm going to be right back. And then he leaves, and 15 minutes later, he like comes back home with like a coy face with a big sandwich. It's like, the fuck, man? We're about to watch you eat. We know what you did. Don't try and fool us. Tell us you're making a sandwich.
All right, I put a link in the Hangout chat, and in it you will see a bunch of cartoon women. They're on the screen now too. The question is, for the panel here, at what body fat percentage do you say no? Yeah, for people listening to this on the podcast, there's there's like these drawings of women from 15 to 45% body fat, and the question is, at what percentage does the woman become, something that you wouldn't hit? No,
For me, I'm gonna go all the way to 40. I'm gonna go all the way to 40%.
All right, Taylor.
That's too far. I think that this diagram's fooling us about how these women would really look. Like 40% body fat has to be bigger than that. You know, like if 40% of your body is just jiggly shit.
Most women is 20. Like
I'm gonna say somewhere between 35 and 40, like 37 is what I'm gonna say.
Oh,
Actually, 35.
Kyle, did you
35
find it?
So I didn't find it, but I do know what it is. It's Polo. It's like a blue bottle of Polo. I actually lost my bottle of Calvin Klein CK1, which is the best cologne. If you want nice cologne, get CK1. It's really nice. It smells really good. But instead, I couldn't find it the other day, so I was like, what am I gonna put on? And there's his Polo, and I've been wearing Wings Redemption's cologne. Long story short.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
Dollar Shave Club should come up with a cheap cologne.
I'd like that.
Smell good, shave your face, wipe your bottom.
Same product. I'd like the same product to do everything. Just put it everywhere. Wherever you need some attention, we've got a thing for it. Dollar Shave Club.
It should be like a towelette that you can use to apply shaving cream, wipe
It's
your
also an
hiney,
ass
or just
squeegee.
smell good.
Yeah, it needs a squeegee on the back though, so you can get those hard to reach areas and stuff.
So, Kyle, do you see the link in the description?
So I've already seen that link, and without even looking at it, I can tell you that. So I'm definitely willing to do 40%. The only thing is, I feel like those pictures aren't exactly representative.
She falls off a cliff between 40 and 45, right?
She falls off a cliff between 40 and 45. I feel like
that
there's
5% cannot be there.
yeah,
More than
it
5%.
seems-
I think I posted a better image, a better chart.
Did you
Yeah.
find a better one, Joe?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
It says
okay.
that women are clinically obese at 35%. So that 35% person should be clinically obese, which maybe that's what that looks like. I don't know. But she doesn't look
I think
that
I
super
like
fat.
Joe's.
Just like that thick.
So I'm definitely okay with 35. I would hit that. I would be more. I think I would. I don't know which is more. I'm looking between 10% and 40%. That's what I'm doing right now, and I'm trying to think which one is odder.
I would sooner get down with the
Neither-
10.
Neither are attractive.
I don't know,
rather
man.
do 10,
I'm not. Here's my thing. What kind of? I could see someone with 40% body fat having a really hot face, but I don't know about 10%. 10%. Like, look at that chick. If that's really representative of 10%, like I imagine she's got a manly face.
Look at the 10% right next to her, right? The third guy.
Here's my thing. I bet this 10% body fat woman's face is manlier than that 25% man's face over there.
And I picture his I picture his over tanned too for some reason.
Yeah, she's also well, I think that's because maybe like the only types of women who are down at that level are maybe there for a reason. They would be tanned. I don't know.
Smoker.
So where do you get Kyle all the way up to 35? Because with this picture, it does look like she's pulling a little bit of nonsense with like lowering her arm down in front of like where the fat fold would be, so she can scoot over further and smooth out her other fat fold.
Right. Wow. I don't know
like,
if the audio came through on that,
nonsense happening here.
Yeah, you can see she shifted the top of her body so that one side is slim and the other side will have a fat fold. And then she covered the fat fold with her right arm. How clever. I wonder if she crossed her feet
sneaky.
like the 25% woman did, like to like give herself more of a shape. As a matter of
I
fact,
stand by my answer.
you stand by your answer. You're good
I'm
till...
sticking with 40. Yep.
40? What?
Yep.
That's rough down there, man. That is the row of no return. Look at 50%. That means half of that person's body weight is just mistakes of snacks at night and booze.
That's not fair. You're not supposed to be 0%.
I just noticed that they don't have a picture for a 50% man.
Yeah, why is that? I was just noticing that too. They also go down to 3% for the dudes.
I know a guy.
I know a guy that might be up for the job.
Yeah, he's got to be way above 50, no?
Yeah, I think you're right. He's 410 pounds. If he was 205, he wouldn't be at 0.
He's about 96% fat at this point. Let's get real.
That's a little high, Kyle. Be fair. Fair and balanced. Let's see. Don't you go to like a BMI calculator? Isn't that the thing you should do?
Probably so to get an actual reading. I've always been curious about one of those tanks where they submerge you and get the exact number.
Oh, like your volume?
I think they can do more than just your volume. I think it has something to do with the buoyancy. They get like a perfect fat content.
All right. So I guess did everyone answer? I know that Joe didn't and I didn't. I think.
So 40's a no-go.
Mm-hmm.
I think like 30 to 35 is okay.
Wait, are you drawing your cap or your preferred? It sounded like those were your two favorites.
No. So 30's good. 35 is like where I'd be like, all right, that's pretty much end of the line.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's the end of the line.
I'm with you.
40 obese is
No
the
more.
end of the line.
Joe says, you must be this narrow to ride the ride.
Yeah,
and it's at 35.
At 30, I'm still enthusiastic. At 35, we need to work our way back down to 30.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with
That'd
you.
be funny. Imagine a guy whose bedroom had a door that was made the size of woman that he was willing to sleep with, and he he's like, come on, come with me, and like he goes through it, and then she's like, ah, and he turns around, and she's stuck. He's like, sorry, baby, you don't fit.
I picture above his bed like a shell that like a Kleenex box, and she needs to fit through the middle of it to get inside.
Stuck, and the legs are just kicking. Oh, that's great.
And on the guy's side, I would be happy if I achieved. Well, the 15 would be awesome, but I'd take the 20. I'd take the hint of abs. Joe, what do you think you get down to for a weight cut? 8 or 9?
No, I'm not that skinny. I'm not that low body fat. I'm probably like 15.
You don't
a
look
lot
like
more
the
cut than
15
this
guy.
15
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look more cut than the 10 guy when you weigh in.
You look at least as cut as the 10 guy.
Yeah, but that's because I'm super dehydrated. That's not lowering my body fat. If anything, that's keeping the body fat higher.
Well, I doubt he chugged a Gatorade before that photo shoot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so are these fucking dudes. Like that guy at 3%, he has no fucking water in his body at all.
No, he's about to die. That guy at 3% is either about to die or turn into a raisin. I'm not sure which.
Yeah. All right,
Third option is exploding.
He doesn't even look real.
I hope he's not. It's
Like
disgusting.
really well done art. Like a sculpture with some weird metal thing.
Taylor,
Turn the contrast up on the image. You can kind of see it in behind his left arm on that pad, that workout machine.
Taylor, if you could choose to either look like the guy at 25%, well, that's too good. Would you pick 30% or 3%? But you have to look like that for an
3%.
entire year. Really? You'd rather look like that guy?
3%. Oh, undoubtedly 3%.
I don't know, but you'd be all veiny and fucked up like that all the time because it's magic.
Dude, who gives a shit?
You
Who's
have
going
to-
to be getting
you-
more action? 30
Also-
or 3% guy?
Also, you have to wear that that bikini.
Oh
I'm
God.
fine with that. No one's going to be looking at that. They're going to be paying attention to my whole body looks
They're
like an
gonna be
elaborate
looking at it.
braille map.
They're definitely gonna be looking at it.
I
And
can't
your
believe
tiny
I'm
little
cool.
steroid
I'm 3%
testicles.
body fat. I'm
I
better
see
than all
that
of them.
guy at 3%, and I think that's really. I find it disgusting. It's really gross. It doesn't look human. The guy at 30% looks much more like a member of the human race than the 3% guy.
I know you said you had to stay that way
30%
for a
all
year,
paunchy and gross.
but I could turn that 3 into the 10 in 2 days, maybe 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. Well, I was speaking of a magical world where like you'd still be like that veiny and everything as well. Like
Can
you
I
have
throw
to look
some
exactly
pants?
like that.
Can I throw some pants over my banana holster?
No.
No.
No, that's an important
You
stipulation.
can wear a kilt, but it has to be brightly colored,
That's totally what I do.
and you have to carry the bagpipes.
I
Yeah, I would do that.
can't even play the bagpipes, so I'd just be like a veiny, muscled out bagpipe poser. I'd be the lamest person.
tell
No
Whatever.
one would say shit. He'd be like,
Guy.
"Is he Scottish? Nope. Can he play the bagpipes? Nope." Well, let's not say anything to him. He'll destroy us.
Joe would give me shit, smack me around, wet willy me.
Pink Billy.
You think you could beat that guy up, Joe?
The 3%?
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, my money's on you too. There is a limit.
got
I know you
popcorn
told us you
muscles.
couldn't take Shaq.
Because like lower body fat doesn't mean that they're any stronger. That just means they have less weight behind them.
He's also strong though, right?
Who?
He's big.
He looks like he's in decent
Oh, Shaq's a
shape.
monster. Shaq's a monster. I mean the guy at 3%.
The guy at 3% is strong.
Yeah, like I think the guy at 25% would probably be tougher to deal with than the guy at 3%.
Wait, really?
Yeah, probably.
That dude at 3%, that's popcorn muscles, though. I mean, I'm not saying he's not strong, but that's like he's specifically making his
Nah.
muscles look fucking gigantic.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
know. That guy at 3% is a giant man.
I'm
Look at his
unfamiliar with
legs.
popcorn muscles. How does one get them?
Well, I mean, like I feel like that dude's probably doing a lot more bodybuilding. It looks like a bodybuilder, so I'm assuming he's doing bodybuilding lifts, not like powerlifting lifts. So he may not necessarily be as strong as somebody who, you know, looks like they're fucking 30% body fat, but do powerlifting compared to, you know, him just trying to make his muscles look as fucking ridiculous as possible.
That guy's very strong. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like it's a different kind of strength, but he's still very strong. He's still benching, you know, 300 pounds or something.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
How much weight can he bench off his chin?
Wow. I bet that's classic trash talk that every fighter knows, but it's all like new to us. Like, wow, how clever.
Yeah. I mean, if you saw like Roy Nelson next to another guy that was jacked, next to that 3-4%, you'd be like, oh, that 3-4% guy is way tougher.
Like Congo, for example.
Yep, Congo and Roy Nelson. Who would you want to fight?
I think I might be able to outrun Roy Nelson.
Maybe so.
Maybe.
Yeah, you can outrun Roy Nelson.
I
don't think I could.
I'm not special at running by any means.
I'm not either.
I think Roy's like one of those athletic fat guys, though. I bet he's fast on his feet. Maybe over short distances.
Like a dwarf.
You could outswim him for sure.
Yeah, I bet I could outswim him.
He's a scary guy.
Wouldn't even Roy Nelson be better though if he just got rid of that big paunch belly?
Not necessarily. He's
Or
got
is
a
that,
lot
like,
of
part
power.
of his-
He's got cardio for days because he's not cutting weight. He's eating what he wants. He's really fast, but he's fighting guys that are bigger. So maybe he's not as strong as them, but he's much faster than them. And he keeps winning, so you can't really argue against what he's doing.
What do
Hey,
you got?
Joe, I got a question for you in regards to Roy Nelson. He's fighting Mark Hunt Saturday,
Yep.
and people are saying that Mark Hunt was about 20 pounds over today. How realistic is it that he's going to make weight?
Wait.
I mean, he's so big. It's
He's
such a small.
285.
Yeah, he was. They said he was like 20 pounds. Yeah, like 24 pounds. I thought I saw.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll make it. You know, like he's so fucking big. It's like that's like a small percentage. You know,
Does
like
he
so.
even know how to cut?
Is that what?
But I worry that he doesn't know how to cut. Like, to make a short story long, we went out to Japan together, and you were talking to Roxy. Do you know how to pronounce her last name?
Modifari.
Modifari, and you were giving her tips on how to cut weight that, like, I don't know, I think a lot of people would have known, but not everyone knows. This is a guy who fights at heavyweight who doesn't typically cut.
So Roxy didn't know because girls can't cut weight. Girls can't cut weight the same.
Okay, well, maybe bringing her up was a bad idea, but does Mark Hunt know how to cut 20 pounds like a 155 or a 170 would?
Probably not. But he's been around long enough. I'm sure that him knowing how high his weight was, I'm sure he asked and he got help, and he has someone that knows what's going on.
Who's gonna win the fight?
I don't know how Mark Hunt beat Roy Nelson. Like he's not going to take him down. He's not going to beat him up on the ground. I think that Roy is just, for whatever reason, he's got a crazy chin and he's got a crazy right hand. I don't know. I think Roy Nelson wins.
Mark's got a crazy chin.
He does, but I don't know. Yeah, I think that maybe Roy hits him with a shot and then takes him down.
I will bet you $5 that Mark Hunt wins.
PayPal bet, it's on.
Okay, there it is.
When's the fight?
Tomorrow?
Friday. Yeah, so
Saturday.
tomorrow is
Soon.
Well, it's in Japan. It's on Fight Pass. It's like at a weird time.
Oh.
So when I fought in Japan, I fought Sunday morning, I think. So Saturday night here was Sunday morning there. So it'll probably still be Saturday night. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Oh, check. I hated fighting in Japan. You know, if something like that ever happened, it didn't.
That's my favorite Joe denial.
3 a.m. Saturday. 3 a.m.
Damn.
Yeah.
Be a late night.
That's Joe's thing. So Joe is, some people would argue that Joe fought Anthony Pettis, and the fight went in such a way that Joe has no memory of it.
If I fought in Japan, I would remember something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
That clearly never happened.
Was there a Tommy Toehold show about that one?
No, I don't think there was. I don't know. That might have been. When was that? What was the date on that?
2012 something. February 2012 maybe. It was the same.
That was. It
when
was like
Henderson
right before
won.
I started doing the show.
Ah,
Yeah.
I thought you were as biased as me, perhaps.
As the first Joe show I did was the Jim Miller fight with the giant fucking cut on his head. Because I had him in a hospital and he had no blood in his body.
I don't know if I saw that one. I go find that one.
Yeah, it's a pretty early one. I'll have to send it to you.
Do we need a new topic?
Sure.
Yep.
All right. This is another
Kyle.
Ask Reddit one. Adults always say you'll understand when you get older. What do you guys understand now that you're older than before? Taylor's just a baby. I'm not sure he counts, but what do you understand now that you're older?
I would say the one thing that I figured out as an adult is that nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. That, you think as a kid, like every adult, oh, they got their shit figured out. They got, they didn't know shit, and they still don't know shit, and neither do I. That's what I've learned, is that basically you're just as fucking confused as you get older as you were when you were younger.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Yeah, that's the biggest one.
Yeah.
That nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. That we're all just kind of walking around doing what we're supposed to do.
I thought my parents knew everything when I was little.
I disagree with this so strong. Like, I feel like Like, what do you mean you don't know what you're doing? Have you not set you're zoned in, like scoped on a goal and single-mindedly pursued that until you achieve some sort of success at what you're trying to get? Like as a kid, you can wander around and not know what you want to do when you grow up, but as an adult, you fucking like get determined and make a thing happen.
It's not just that. It's just the way that an adult, like a kid, would ask an adult something, and the adult would quickly give you like an absolute answer, like yes or no, or because they don't want. And you think that because that's the way adults answer, that they just know everything. That there's no question they don't know. That when you're an adult, you just know everything, and you always know right from wrong, and there's no, confusion about it. But no, I'm not talking about not knowing what you want to do with your life or not knowing what, you want to do or making yourself happy. I'm talking about like, I don't know.
That's usually what I hear it applied to.
You hit the nail on the head. I completely agree with what you're saying, Kyle.
Yeah,
Okay,
because I usually hear it applied to this notion of I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I don't have a plan. I don't know what's up. And it's like, no, man, when you're an adult, you should. The plan can change. You don't have to stick with one plan for an entire lifetime, but you should have a vision and a plan on how to get there. And it shouldn't just be like, none of us know. We're all confused. No, some people absolutely decide what they're going to do next and then work to make that happen. To me, it's part of being an adult,
For the record, I was basically saying what Kyle was saying, not the whole career thing.
Oh, all right. Well then. Okay, Desk Popper. First, you skip Joe. Second, you do a topic. Let's hear it.
Oh shit. Let's see.
You shot the gun and you don't have something to say?
Yeah, I've got something to say. There was a grandfather today in Florida. Florida man killed his daughter and I think 4 of her children, so his grandchildren. Killed them all and then himself.
Jesus.
So there's a little bit of cheery news. He shot him.
Oh, God.
It's fucked up.
I guess I did mean to do that, but I did.
So go on.
6
that's
people
all
were
I
killed?
had. Yeah. The guy killed his family. You went to me. That's all I got. I've got that really depressing news about that, and some stuff from the Ukrainian conflict, and just the war that's going on throughout the world right now. But I can't think of anything really. And
no other fun topics.
No other fun topipics that are coming to mind.
Bring up?
I've got a would you rather for Tommy. All right, Tommy. Would you rather know which year you'll die or what you'll die of?
I'll take the year. I don't really want to know how I die because I think that'll be part of the surprise, the fun, I guess. But I would rather know at least when, because then I can kind of plan accordingly. Like, all right, well, got to make sure I get that trip into such and such place because I'm dying in next year. I feel like that would be at least more practical in terms of my planning for other things, because knowing what I'm going to die from, that doesn't change shit. I just know what's going to happen. But with the year, at least I can just do some planning about it.
Yeah, I like the way you're thinking. Like financial planning, bucket list planning, stuff like that. And you're like, all right, I need enough to survive
Purge
until.
planning.
What'd you say?
Purge planning. On the last day.
I hadn't even thought about that. You could do some fucked up shit.
I got like 5 days left. I think that's about how long it'd take him to catch me.
Yeah.
Go Bonnie and Clyde, just on the run, wrecking stuff.
Yeah, let's go. I don't know, steal an airplane, go to the Bahamas.
Yeah, but what if you see that it's only 12 years later and you're still a young guy? That would just ruin your last 12 years. You'd just be like, oh, god damn it, can't even enjoy this. Look, while I'm trying to, have kids and have a wife and earn enough money to take care of them.
Oh, you cut them loose if you only got a couple years left. You cut them loose. Live your own life. They're on their own.
You might like them. No,
I can't have them draining me in my final years.
Joe, if you knew you had 3 years left, would you be like, all right, honey, all right, Joey, you're on your own. I got things to do.
I'm out of here. I've got precious little time left, and
I got a lot of fight bonuses to burn through in the next 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is this a hard date? can I not die before that? So am I like immortal until that date comes up?
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that.
No.
That's
I
a good
would
point.
guess
That would
not.
make sense there.
Because, yeah. But that would be neat.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go jump in a fire. Cool. Like,
Well, that
Then you
might
just
not
be in a
kill
burn.
you.
Jump in a
Then you're in a burn unit for the next 8 years of your life. Like,
I've made a
You have
huge
no
mistake.
lips on your
went jet
face.
skiing.
I didn't think this through. As you got those weird scars all over your skull, like a villain.
Like
in
he's
a
a big
book.
Fantastic Four fan. Flame on! And he just burns
Yeah.
alive.
Joe, make a choice and rationalize it. Let's go.
Yeah, I would go with the time too. I would definitely go with unless, like you said, you're immortal, and then you just know what to avoid forever. Like, oh, I'm gonna drown. I'm staying away from fucking water.
Oh, that's interesting. If you
And
knew what you're
then
going to
you'll end
die
up,
of, like, I'm going to die of a heart attack. All right. That means I'm fireproof.
Is there already preset that you're gonna die from this at this time, and you only know one piece? Or is it just that, okay, you're definitely gonna die in this year, or you're definitely gonna die of this?
You're going to die March 27th, 2022 of a heart attack.
Okay, so there's no way. So you only have one part of the equation. You know that, okay, it's heart attack, or you know the date. So
In Denver, Colorado.
wait,
At the
Stop
Holiday
adding more
Inn.
bits.
At the Holiday Inn while eating a sausage
A
patty
free
breakfast
apple. Yeah.
and some yogurt. You'll have changed sexes at this time. It's a very progressive future. It's a very progressive future, and no
Failing
one
Fox.
looks down on you. Everyone has accepted it.
It's the distant future, 8 years.
Yeah.
That might seem
Max
like
is
a
having
lot to you,
bonuses in the male
kid.
UFC.
I
has to
bet
go to the female
2022
UFC.
is I bet 2022 is very different than 2014.
8 years from now?
Yeah, think about 8 years behind. I think it was different.
Okay, I'm going to say 8 years from now, if you still live in that house, your download speed will be 25 megabits per second.
That's definitely true.
HD porn. Coming to Kyle's house.
You know, we were talking about probably going to sell this house coming up at sometime at the end of this year. So we were talking about what we wanted
This
to do,
year, because it's September as we record this. That's not long from now.
like putting it up for sale toward the end of this year.
Oh, okay.
I was just
All right, I'm here. That's still
And
not long.
we were considering moving to Colorado. Like she said,
Wait,
she'd like to
what?
move to Colorado. Yeah, she said she'd like to move to Colorado, and I think that'd be cool too.
Oh, is it for the pot?
For her, it is because she wants some sort of she doesn't want marijuana. She wants the CBD oil that it doesn't have the THC in it or whatever. That's like for like anti-inflammatory or something. For me, I just think it'd be a cool place to live, and I've always lived in Georgia, and if I could still my licensing has to be renewed like in a year or so anyway, so could do it in Colorado. That'd be cool. It's just something to think about. I've also still got my family here.
Yeah, come to North Carolina. It's better than either of those places.
Well, maybe I'll buy, maybe instead of buying a house that costs $200,000, I'll buy two houses that cost $100,000, like those cabins, and I could have one of those cabins in the mountains of North Carolina. That'd be like my Unabomber cabin, and then I'd have another one in Colorado, which would be like, my vacation cabin. I really did dig that cabin. I like that.
What was it called? Simple Pleasures?
Something like that. It seems really
It's called
gay.
Simple Pleasures.
That's
Yeah,
where
like
we stayed.
we went to this place to get something
Yeah.
to eat, and the guy was like, "Where you boys staying?" And Woody's like, "Simple Pleasures Cabin," and he like looks at me and like looks at Chiz and looks at Woody and is like, "All right then." Just like,
Don't,
like,
no
he
judgments.
totally thinks we're having some sort of a three-way like NAMBLA meeting or something. Like we're the weirdest motherfuckers in the world. I felt bad that night because the kitchen was at they close at 9 p.m. and we stroll in there at like 8:59.
We had
and
no
like
idea.
and we had no idea. And Woody orders a steak and Woody orders a steak and then we realized that like they're already closed. And they won't let us leave. They're like, no, we already started cooking your food. We're gonna take good care of you. And I'm like, you're not getting any return business out of us. We're on vacation here. Like,
You
should
sounds
just
like a really aggressive waiter. Oh,
That's
you
the
ain't
owner.
just
It was
yet.
the owner.
Yeah, the owner came
You ain't
around.
leaving Temple Pleasure Cabins without my permission.
What was I gonna say?
Owner held you hostage.
I'm looking forward to the next trip, and the thing about it is, depending on the timing, like, I don't know when we're going to actually end up doing it, but if it's any time around like the 6th or whatever, that's when all of Kitty's buddies are coming into town because they're going to the Paintball World Cup in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So there'd be a bunch of people down. If that
I could
happened.
stay at a hotel or motel or something like that and stay out of everyone's
I
hair.
wasn't really concerned about that, but that works too. But I was thinking there'd be a lot of people here. It'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that trip. It should be a good
Yeah,
time.
me too. I just I need to work out where the fuck we're gonna do it.
Actually, I don't think it'll be fun at all. I think it'll start fun. The first day will be fun. Then it'll start to be torture. And I hope we find food.
Yeah, we're gonna find some food. We definitely will. We're gonna shoot some squirrels, man.
I
We're gonna shoot
love
some
your
squirrels.
confidence, but last time you couldn't catch a turtle.
You actually
You're
got
so full of
violently
shit. Why would you let it
from the
die?
turtle
No one
catching
even
attempt.
believes your side of the story. No one believes you because they all know it's not true.
You didn't catch a turtle.
I killed a turtle.
That doesn't count for shit.
You should have swam over there, Aquaman, instead of making me like dismount the tree, put my rifle down, and then jump in the water.
You
which
were
is
wearing
absurd.
swimwear, and I had cargo pants on.
Aquaman.
The
This
truth
guy,
comes out.
Oh my
like the
God.
best swimmer in his school, like the fucking captain of the lifeguards.
This man will
Aquaman
stop at
over
nothing
here
until I finally
sends-
remove my pants.
sends me out to swim for the turtle.
And then he
Even as I was swimming, as I was swimming, I'm thinking, why isn't Aquaman out here? And then I swallowed some water and like your greatest skill. If I had to give you one skill, like if we'd gotten out there and someone had to code something, or like you wouldn't be like, Kyle, I don't have my keyboard with me. You better go in there and get that. You know how to read Java, right? Come on.
Yeah.
No, you've got to go. Yeah, I know you do, motherfucker. I
I'm
don't.
sorry, I misunderstood for a second.
That's why we send you. But instead, I got sent out into the briny deep, and I fucking got sick, man. And I didn't get the turtle because I can't swim very well.
The
'Cause
briny
I was
deep, a little melodramatic, swimming out to get a fucking turtle.
How about the swift-moving, murky mass
River of sickness.
water?
Yeah.
Yeah, the swift-moving mass of frozen,
Virus-infected.
icy water.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Icy,
I don't
I don't know. We might have added something there
Chili.
too.
Chili.
I'll take chili.
When I was in and out of that water all day, and every time I got in, it was like, it's fucking cold. I hope it's not like that again.
But all I said was you couldn't catch a turtle, and you're like, that's not true. You
What
didn't
does that
catch a
even
turtle.
mean, catch a turtle? I killed the motherfucker.
Kyle, there's
It
a
was
commonly
floating.
defined definition for catching turtle. You need to arrive with the turtle in your possession.
Oh, is that what when you go deer hunting, do you catch deer? No, you shoot deer. I shot the turtle. The fact that he sunk to the bottom is that's like a hazard in golf. Like, you don't penalize me if a bird comes along and scoops the ball off the course. Like, that's not my bad. Like, the motherfucker sank. I didn't think he'd sink. At first, he floated. Like, he floated. He did.
If you hooked a fish and you didn't get the fish in, did you catch the fish?
No.
What does to catch a fish even mean, Joe? That's his
Yeah.
counter.
Catch a fish. Whatever.
All I'm
You
saying
catch the fish in
is,
the briny deep.
all I'm saying
Brave
is,
elements.
all I'm saying is, I shot the motherfucker. I definitely shot. I shot multiple times too. Like, once I hit him, and I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm 99% sure I've hit him and he's dead. But then I shot like 3 more times into him to make sure. Keep in mind, there were 2 turtles side by side, and when I shot, one left and the other just kind of stayed there and floated with the current. They always run away the first time you shoot, but this one I shot 4 times at or into, and he just floated. And then Aquaman sent me out to to do the swimming, and I couldn't do it. I wasn't a very good swimmer. That wasn't, I'm up there. I'm Hawkeye, okay? You can't be sending Hawkeye in to swim out there to recover the turtle. Aquaman does that. That's how the Avengers
Hawkeye
work.
couldn't even handle Scarlett Johansson in a fight. You wouldn't send him to do anything. He's awful.
Aquaman's a decent character, so it doesn't really make sense. But you get what I'm saying here.
We work in the multiverse here. DC Universe, Marvel Universe, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So in the end, it's Woody's fault.
And they probably believe
Next
you
time
too.
around, I am very confident that we will kill squirrels. One thing I've considered doing, like my backup plan, is just to do it at my dad's place in those woods. Because there's woods there, that would probably work. I think they would. I should probably go back there and look around. Because, here's a little thing. All right, so I know some woods that have like an old, early 1900s era house in them, and it's really dilapidated, but it is shelter.
I like where you're going with this.
Yeah.
So we could like
sex
walk
smart
into
in the
the
woods.
thing and then like I don't know, fix it, go Robinson Crusoe on it, like
Now
chop
keep in
down
mind,
some
when I
trees
say
and repair
dilapidated,
it.
I mean like the windows are knocked out of it, and like trees are growing into the home. Like this is a house that's been in the woods in a forest for like 60, 70 years, but it is shelter. It's
I
a roof
ask
over.
myself, if Les Stroud was there, would he sleep in it? He would.
Yes, absolutely. So that's a thing. I don't know. I don't know how we'd heat it. I guess you'd have like a coffee can in there with a little fire in it. That'd be a whole different scenario. And like I said, that's my backup plan, though. That's at my dad's place. But I would much rather find a really big open area where we're like not near anybody. I'd like it if we were really out there in the wilderness for real. And
I just need to bring a battery for the whip.
and
for the
I'm just trying to
camera.
figure out how to do.
You cut
Yeah.
off for a second.
And I just
the battery's heavy. Well, you know what? If Joe's coming, fuck it. I don't care how heavy it is.
I'm not carrying shit. Bringing a backpack and a blanket.
I think I want a hammock.
That's why Joe's coming. He's gonna carry the heavy stuff. Walking through the woods with like a pelican case over either shoulder, like motherfucking Woody.
Back at the car.
And I think we're gonna get ourselves a cameraman, like a legit guy who will come along with us, film everything, and really make a lot of videos. Like
Not Jeremy, right?
not Jeremy, no, a professional, maybe not a professional, but a semi-professional cameraman, someone who knows what they're doing and has a nice camera,
You know, Brandon.
something like that.
Yes.
So that'll definitely be cool. Yeah, and I've got Jeremy down here always and now he's got a fucking job now. You couldn't bring him along. for
What does
laughs.
he do? What does someone employ Jeremy for?
Oh, some sort of a factory job. I don't know exactly what it is.
He
probably
attaches valves to a water source, turns them on and off, and sees if the valve stops the water.
I think his job is harder. I think his job is like physical, actually. But yeah, it's something something like that. I haven't really asked him. I saw him the other day, but I didn't ask him about it. He's a real plague on human existence. I gotta imagine. And he's having that baby too. So gonna be another one. Like that's we're devolving. I am a firm believer that the human race has reached its pinnacle of intelligence.
Idiocracy.
And we are. I do not think that we're getting any more intelligent as a race, because I feel like all of the intelligent people have one kid, maybe two. All of the stupid people have tons of kids. They have 3, 4, 5, 6 kids. They're just outbreeding us. There's going to be more stupid people than there are smart people. It's just how it's going to go. And,
Tommy,
and
how many
eventually
kids you
it's
having?
gonna-
7?
It's going to be
9?
idiocracy. Oh my god. It's going to be
Kyle,
idiocracy.
as the middle child in a family of 9, I'm very offended by that.
Are you really a family of 9?
No.
How
How many?
brothers is- yeah.
No, that's retarded.
How many
Oh,
siblings?
2.
So there's 3 of you.
Yeah.
My dad had a couple of marriages, but I've only got one sibling. That's my sister's sister.
How many times has your dad been married?
3.
How many times has he been married to his current wife? Just one?
One.
Okay.
Yeah. They're on the rocks again. Bet's
No
not
way.
over.
They're on the rocks again?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, double or nothing?
Are they gonna make it through this one?
I don't know.
Double or nothing?
They're,
End of year?
Shoots the gun. Topic change.
I honestly don't know. All he said the other day was, I knew they had gotten into an argument about my sister's car insurance and whether or not that he was going to be responsible for it or not, and he was like,
She's like
Hell
25, right?
yeah, he was like, hell no.
What?
Hell no.
Of
Not
course
paying
he's
for
not
car insurance.
responsible for it.
Yeah, mom wanted him to go like throw her on the policy.
She's 25.
I know.
Is she in med school or something?
I mean, one thing is he's got like fleet insurance, so it's pretty cheap to add her to it. But he's not gonna do it on principle.
I could imagine a scenario where he throws her on his insurance and she reimburses him, right? Like,
No.
hey, this is
No,
the best deal in town.
I can imagine a scenario where he tells them to go fuck themselves, and if they don't like it, they can find a new place to live, which is, I'm sure, basically what he told my mother, because he's not gonna pay for her fucking car insurance on the car that she stole from him. like it's not gonna fucking happen. I don't know about him, but I'd rather shoot it full of fucking holes. I'd rather pull a Richard Pryor and shoot that woman's Cadillac with my pistol rather than fucking pay for it. Not gonna happen. Wouldn't pay for her car insurance. She stole that money from him? No way.
Yeah.
25 years old
Yeah.
and was gonna have her insurance paid for. That'd be a pretty sweet gig
Yeah.
She stole.
if they would let you do that.
Can I? I don't know how much I'm supposed to. I was gonna name the dollar amount.
Yeah, go ahead.
50 grand, right? She stole 50 grand.
It was somewhere in the nature of that, yeah.
Yeah, from your dad. So your father and your mother were on the rocks, and somehow did they just drain his account or something?
So the deal was he had an account that was in. It was terrible planning, and this is part of the issue as well. Like he had an account in Kelly's name with the money in it, and he told her, he's like, hey, I have an account that you don't know about that's in your name. I'd like to get the money out of that. And she was like, and she calls me, and she's like, blow my phone up with text messages and call me, and I'm not answering. And she's like, explain to me what's going on. I'm literally getting a root canal. I'm like, ah. The guy's like, fucking give me a root canal. And I'm just like, do whatever you think's right. I don't give a shit. I'm not dealing with this. And I just absolved myself from it like I always do. And she took all the money, and like her and my mother spent quite a bit of it, and on like a divorce lawyer that they never used that required it was like 5 or 10 grand up front that was like non-refundable. It was at least 5, maybe 10. Like she went and got a really nice divorce attorney apparently, and yeah, they spent his money, and he was not happy about that at all. But he got over it. He forgave both of them, and him and my mom got back together. But he this recent thing where he went down to the insurance place and was like talking to him, and then he realized that I guess Kelly wasn't on any. Someone had went down there and realized that Kelly wasn't on the policy, and then Mom was like, well, just add her on there. And no, he wasn't going to add her on there. So that's the end of that. I think that's a real meltdown scenario where nobody's going to budge, which is hilarious to me. I think the whole thing's great.
Did you tell the stories of how she was a fighter on?
Oh yeah.
Is that I don't know if you told me that privately or in the show.
Yeah, on the show we talked about
okay.
like the battles that we would get into, and like broom handles and like coat hangers and stuff, and
Joe, did you have any brothers or sisters?
I have 2 brothers,
2
and
brothers.
then a sister that's technically my cousin.
Are you from the South?
No, so she's my,
Little bit of
my
insight.
cousin. She's my cousin, but she's lived with my parents since she was like 12 or 13. So she's raised like my sister.
What? How much? What's
So
the
it wasn't
age difference
inbreeding, more
between
of
you
just
guys?
a courtesy.
So 2 years to my brother Steve and 2 years to Danny, and then I think she's 1 year older than Danny, so 5 years between us.
Did you guys ever fight?
Nope. I was older. She was like 13. I must have been like 19 or 18.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't. fight. You wouldn't engage with something like that.
Yeah. Not by that point.
Yeah, Kyle used to get roughed up by his younger sister.
I did.
My buddy Rich get his ass kicked by his sister too.
Who did?
She,
My buddy Rich.
Okay.
His sister was like she's a monster. Like she'd like throw knives at him. And
yeah.
Was she a 30 or 35 on the scale? Maybe a 40?
My sister's my sister's in good shape. She's very strong.
She's 25, 30 tops.
She's got really strong arms, and she always has. She's always had like really strong arms, and she could throw a punch, and she knew how somehow. And she'd throw a fucking straight punch, and it would hurt. And it was just like, what am I gonna do about this? Yeah. And then there was like an arms race, of course.
And she'd escalate, right? Like,
oh yeah.
You know,
she'd go into a rage. Like I don't lose my temper almost ever. Like it's extremely rare. But she'd go into this like rage where she's like coming at you, and you can just see she's like wide-eyed and like swinging wildly to the point where like she doesn't care if she like cuts your. And you know, I use my head. Like I'd never swing something wildly. What if I hit you in the eyeball and knock your fucking eyeball out? What if I like hit you perfectly in the nose and break your nose, or you knock your teeth out? Like, I'm careful. I don't want anybody to get seriously injured here. But she's just like reckless abandon, like just like fucking whatever it was. Maybe it was like a broom handle that's been snapped off and the end of it's sharp. Like fucking crazy, man. I don't have anything to do with her anymore because she's just an asshole, just a real asshole. That's all. I at no point did we ever grow out of it either. Like I can remember like not getting along with each other when I was like 12 or 13, and like I'm 28 years old and I still. Like I can imagine like a conversation with her dissolving into like I don't know like her like throwing something at me or something.
I told Jackie about some of your stories, right? And like the shit, Kyle was like, in her defense, I wasn't completely innocent. Like she'd be watching TV and you'd want to, so he'd go to the attic, disable the satellite, and then come downstairs and be like, oh, such a bummer. And then like when she stops watching TV, he'd like grab the remote, make the satellite work again, and be like, oh, it's better now.
Yeah. Yeah. I just go up on the roof, and you know the satellite's got the dish, and then there's that thing that's in the middle that's actually, you know, getting the signal. I just put a Dixie cup, like a plastic cup, on that. Come back inside. I'm like, oh, no Nickelodeon. Fucker, I want to watch some Discovery Channel.
You asshole.
It's great.
Yeah, put up with that shit. Because if you try to take it by force, like, it was a war of attrition at that point. Like if I was just like, give me that goddamn remote. We're watching fucking the Learning Channel today. Like, no Nickelodeon, no more fucking Blue's Clues, motherfucker. Like, no, that's not gonna cut it because now, like, she's going to make my viewing experience impossible. Whatever it takes. She'll stand in front of the TV and like press the button and turn it off if she's got to. She'll unplug it from the wall. Maybe she'll just hit me with something furiously until I give her the remote. Maybe she'll just
I used to have moves like that too. You change the channel to what you want, and then he'd stand there with his finger over the remote control sensor.
Yeah, I'd stand by the TV with my hand up on the box, like my thumb over the sensor, like you described, and like she's got the remote pressed, and I'm like, I got the real buttons. These click, like, you know. And then she'd have to physically take me down if she wanted control of it again, which, you know, she'd usually do. It would often end in me hiding in my room because, like, you know, she had armed herself to the point where she was, you know, superior fighting force. Yeah, and you know, a girl with a broomstick is a fearsome thing to deal with, especially when she's poking like a fucking tribesman. So you just gotta like throw your hands up and run.
Somebody get a picture of Kyle with the mock broom and the quote, "A girl with a broomstick is a fearsome thing to deal with." I need the inspirational poster.
Coming at you like a fucking Zulu tribesman. Man. But yeah, never got along with her. And maybe they'll divorce this time. That'd be interesting.
I told my wife about her, and she was like, "Why didn't they get 2 TVs?"
Oh, see, it was at a time when it wasn't 2 TVs, it was two satellite boxes, and back then, you could get multiple boxes. They were like $80 a piece, but you had to have multiple dishes to do different channels, and it may still be that way. So like even I could have gone in the other room and watched TV, but would have still been watching fucking Blue's Clues. Because that's what she's watching.
How much was an extra line? Like $5 a month?
No, it was that you had to do it all over again. This is when
Oh.
I was a child. Yeah, like there
Okay.
was no there wasn't. You could get an extra box, but you were still just watching the same channel. You had to get another fucking satellite receiver, like a whole other dish to get another channel going. So there was one, and we fought like the fucking Thunderdome in that living room.
It sounds like the good old days a little bit.
No, it wasn't. No, I hated that. It was the Thunderdome. It was rough.
I am. So my brother used to pick on me, right? And he was older, he was bigger, and he was stronger. And sometimes I was like aggressive enough that I'd back him off, kind of like your sister would with you, maybe. But oftentimes I'd just lose. Like, I can remember a time where he pinned me down. And like he wouldn't let me up until I made like outrageous promises not to do anything, and take care of him after he releases me. And it's like, fuck, like it seems like he can hold me here forever. And then I made friends with this guy. He turned out not to be a good guy in the long term, but he was strong. He was like blessed by the puberty gods. He had like you probably know that guy in your school who suddenly had like bodybuilder biceps in 7th grade for some reason. He was that guy. and we became friends. And when he came over, and then there was my brother, it was like he was a tiger and someone put a lamb in the cage. He's like, huh? Oh, and we used to fuck with my brother. My brother was like, he was fat. So like Brian would like pin him down and win, and I would cherry belly that shit.
Wait. Did you go get a big strong friend to help you beat up your brother?
It wasn't planned out like that.
I didn't ask about the plan. Go get a big strong fan to help beat
And
up
then your go-to thing
overweight
was a
brother.
pink belly?
It was. I would
And
pink belly,
pink belly.
pink boobs. I mean, he was heavy, my brother. He was fat. So, and in fighting, that didn't hurt him at all. But, Brian was just stronger. And there were two of us. And yeah, it got to be that, like, when he was there, it was like we were roaming the halls. We were suddenly the tough guys, and the tides were turned. My brother and I, we didn't really sync up in our year. Like, he should have been my older brother, kind of looking out for me and stuff. It was never like that,
My sister stabbed the seat of my Ford Lightning with a scalpel.
My brother was forced to drive me places by my parents, and he would drop me off blocks away because he didn't want to turn.
My sister would rat me out when I skipped school.
Oh, my brother would do that too. I don't know that I'll be able to go toe to toe on brother v sister here, but
She had a Nintendo 64, and she never, ever, ever let me play Paper Mario.
I lose. What am I gonna say?
Bitch.
I offered to see her my PlayStation 2. I just wanted to play an N64. I wanted GoldenEye. She wouldn't have it. She never played it. It stayed in the top of her closet, like in a shoebox. That cunt. She had two controllers. She had the see-through one. Nobody ever used the regular one. I would have loved to have used the regular controller. Cunt.
Cunt. Die in a fire, bitch. Tommy, any brothers, sisters? Get along with them?
Yeah, I had 2 brothers and a sister. I have still. They're not gone.
Please tell
they,
me you fight like to the death with your sister.
Is she the
No,
fucking
actually-
N64?
My sister was a lot older than me. She was the oldest of us, so I didn't really like have any sort of like fights with her. My older brother, though, we fought all the fucking time, like just like knock down, drag out, like fucking like all out fist fight shit. Like it just. I mean, when we were younger, obviously, like when we got a little bit older. By the time we were in high school, we were kind of cool and we just stopped, fighting. But before that, we would have, and I sucked at fighting, so I would just
Really?
get
Looking at your avatar, I was assuming you won all these fights.
No. It's like I was that kid that you talked about, like in 7th grade, that got the bodybuilder muscles, and I didn't know how to use them for anything. So my brother, who was more of a scrappy guy who had probably been in a lot of actual fights, anytime we would get into it, he would just whoop my ass, even though I was bigger and stronger. And I would always like. I guess my way of winning was just to piss him off, to make him beat my ass more. So like if he if he had like fallen when we were in a scuffle and was bleeding, I was like, oh, I made you bleed. You know, I didn't do shit to make him bleed, and he would just whoop my ass more. But that was like my victory for me was that, you know, it's fucking stupid. But yeah, we definitely had a lot of fights when I was younger.
Oh, that's awesome. I remember when I was in 7th grade, this isn't a brother story, but I got in a fight with this guy named Trevor Shepard, and it was a stupid fight. I had a girlfriend. She was really nice, and he poked her with a pencil, but I'm 90% sure it was an accident or something. And he was in the grade lower than me, but he was actually bigger and stronger, and he had been held back a year, so he was my age. And but for some reason, because he was in the grade lower, I assumed it was like my birthright to be able to win the fight. And my son's yelling at my wife. Anyway, so we met on the playground, like away from school, to get into a fight. And like, you know, we got up and I squared up with him, and right off the bat I hit him with a right cross, like right under his eye. And he starts tearing up, like a tear is dripping down out of his eye into his cheek. And I was like, "What's the matter, Trevor? You crying?" And then Trevor kicked my ass for the next 20 minutes. It's just so fucking lopsided. It seemed like if we never wrestled, he didn't like ground and pound or anything, but he was just hitting me again and again and again, and I didn't seem to be hitting him back. And I don't know if he was quicker to the punch or if he was just reading me right or what, but fucking Trevor. And you know, I got some punches in on his face, but the biggest thing, and this is how you grade grade school fights, I ended up with a black eye, like a nice solid, like real black eye, and he had maybe a scrape or something. Like to look at the damage dealt, I was not the winner. Stupid Trevor. So yeah, that was me defending my girl's honor. All right. So Joe, Tommy, did you want to say anything else before we let you go?
Nope.
All right. Joe Lauzon, support him. I don't know, give him money or something. Tommy Tohold, is it TTHS? YouTube.com/TTHS?
It's actually just Tommy Tohold, so it's youtube.com/Tommy Tohold.
Okay. All right. Or you could search TTHS because that's how I always
Yeah,
find it.
definitely. I got a tag on all of them.
But yeah, check him out if you're into MMA, or even if you're not, subscribe. Give him views and money and fame and fortune and stuff like that.
I appreciate that. Hey, thank you guys for having me on. It's been really cool.
My pleasure,
Yeah,
man.
thanks for coming.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Later.
Later.
All right. And then there were
He
three.
said that they were not comfortable going forward on the show if you were going to be on here, Taylor. Apparently something you said really offended them.
I thought so. You know, and I respect that. That's fine. You know. I know Joe's
So
very
we're-
sensitive. That's why he got into that line of work. Yeah, I was thinking we should talk about the movie.
We didn't. Oh, real quick. The stare down between Joe and Michael Kesia, or whatever his name. Did you see it, Kyle?
Yes, I did.
Michael gave him this smile, like this "I know something you don't know" smile. Like it really bugged me. And I asked Joe about it later. He's like, "Nah, I don't care." He's like, "There's a statistic about people that smile in stare downs. They always lose." I was like, "All right," and he kept it going. So I thought that was cool. Anyway, the movie.
That's funny. You'd say there's a stat about it.
There is a stat. I knew about it. Well, I forgot it when I said it, but when he reminded me, it was like, "Oh, all right."
That does seem to be a thing, though. The guy who
Did you
jumps
watch
up's
the
like,
movie,
"Oh
Woody?
yeah."
Yeah, always lose. What were you saying, Kyle?
Did you watch the movie?
Pretty much. I watched the movie. It sucked. I fell asleep during a horror movie. So then I made a second attempt to watch this movie. And I don't know, I probably have seen an hour of it by now, but it still sucked. And I fell asleep again for the second time during this horrible horror movie.
So you weren't frightened?
No, so it's a cliche that the characters in a horror movie are stupid, right? But it's when they take it to this level, it's just lazy, right? It's for example, right? A guy sees an evil person out the window. He stares out the window for an ungodly amount of time, and then he gets shot like through the middle of the forehead with a crossbow arrow. And I've seen people get shot in the head
First death
before.
of the movie.
Yeah, second death of the movie, because the couple having sex were the third death of the movie actually.
Oh yeah.
Right, so the opening scene.
Yeah, that was the
had
first
two.
big one at the party though.
Yes.
Where everybody was like, "Oh Jesus!"
Yeah,
And
there's
they
like
started
two
freaking
people
out.
arguing, and anyway, I've seen people get shot in the head before. They instantly drop. They go from life to no life. They just fall straight down. There's like plenty. It happens in the Middle East. So this guy gets shot, but it doesn't do that. He like turns to the table and shows off his little new crossbow unicorn horn, and they're all in shock, and then he dies or something like that. Now we know there's a murderer outside. And it might have been dumb a little to look at the murderer before you knew he was a murderer. But now that that's established, for heaven's sakes, can we behave like there's a killer outside? No. Now other people are looking out the window. They're arguing about whether or not the crossbow came from a guy out there. And then they have to like cross the room. And God, so you know what a window's like? Like there's like 3 feet under the window where it's wall. So do they stay 3 feet or lower? No. Instead, they all grab chairs and use chairs as cover as they go past the wall. And they're just like they look like the ducks and chicks at a shooting gallery as they go by back and forth.
They're literally like, "All right, ready? All right, hide." And they're like walking by the door like this. It doesn't make any goddamn sense why they would do that and not just crawl under the windowsill. The biggest theme I noticed in the movie is for the first half, like the first 45 minutes, that dude gets shot with the arrow, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, there's a band of elite murderers, armed to the hilt, ready to take us down from outside." And then that one chick like makes a couple of half-ass Scooby-Doo booby traps, and suddenly these elite murderers at like the 45-minute point turn into bumbling idiots who can't catch one person, and they're like tripping over themselves,
Home
stepping
Alone, all
on
of us.
nails. Surprised they didn't get shocked by a washing machine that someone rigged. Like, it was terrible.
Now, do they come back to life after you kill them? Didn't she smash a guy with a hammer and then go full mount on him and continue to bash in his skull, and then he got up later? Or am I confused? And that was another guy with the same
he
mask.
died. But there were multiple people, and they all had the goofy little masks on, which, why would you wear a difficult-to-see mask if the plan is to kill everyone involved? If the plan is to kill everyone, who gives a shit if they see you? Especially if you have your little BS cell phone jammer thing that apparently you can just throw into the trunk of any car and flip on at a whim, turn everything off.
That's how it works. You can get those for real.
No way.
Don't
Yeah,
ruin
cell
it.
phone jammers. Yeah.
Oh, cell phone jammers.
well, I
Yeah,
guess
that
you
is a
could.
thing. What was I going to
But
say? Yeah,
I just thought
I
it was
picked
really,
this
really
movie,
pretty awesome.
and I hereby issue my formal apology to everyone who watched it on the show
I
or
accept.
in
I
viewing.
have a. So my next suggestion is what did I say the other? The Edge. The Edge.
The Edge.
Edge.
Is it on Netflix, The Edge?
It was. I'm not sure if it still is. I hope it is.
The Edge.
And it has Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, and Alec Baldwin. And
From
Mekhi Phifer.
1997.
Anthony. Yeah, I'll
And
watch
Bart
that.
the Bear.
I like Anthony Hopkins.
Is it on Netflix?
This has a lower Rotten Tomatoes rating than the movie we watched this week did.
I don't give a
Oh.
fuck. You guys are gonna love this.
Really? I'm nervous. It's about a billionaire with a
Yeah, this is
photographic
60.
memory.
Last week's was 73. Yeah, I'll watch it.
All right, if Kyle,
I mean, I
you know,
love
Is it on
Alec
Netflix?
Baldwin.
that I'm not sure.
We can find a way to stream it.
Let's go to Netflix.
Yeah, I bet it's on the internet somewhere. Just saying.
Okay. Well, that is definitely. I like to
Yeah,
pick
we
'em-
should do something for Netflix so people can follow along.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Everybody's got Netflix, it seems.
Are we doing The Edge or we're not?
I'm just checking to see if it's on Netflix.
Okay, I'll help.
It's not. It used to be. But find a way to
fuck.
watch it. I don't care. Let's make it The Edge.
Okay.
The Edge is good.
Okay, The
I think you'll all like The Edge.
Good deal.
So Kyle, I want to get your thoughts on the movie. Like, what was the most ridiculous, the dumbest? What'd you like? What'd you dislike?
I didn't watch the movie. I had my girlfriend over the 2 nights that I was going to watch it, and she refused to watch it. Refused to watch it, and I knew it was going to be bad.
Kyle.
I knew it was going to be terrible. I knew it was. Didn't watch it.
I thought you watched it.
But that's
I
the fun
never
part. I was
said-
looking forward to bouncing some banter.
I never said I watched it. I did not watch it. I apologize for not watching it. I meant to watch it. I really did. And then she came over the night I was going to watch it, and so we watched Game of Thrones instead.
Well, I didn't watch from
Oh,
2
it's a great
weeks
series
ago.
so far. You both have a 50% participation rate, and I'm over here at 100%.
I apologize.
100%
I'll watch
participation
the-
rate.
if it'll make you feel better, I'll watch it now, like this week.
Right now
in
on the
addition.
show?
No.
No, of course not. But you
Could
know,
group
so at some
watch it?
point-
No, as punishment for not watching it, you should have to start watching it right after this. You can't get up until it's over.
God.
It's awful. And the final kill, Woody, where she finally gets those 2 people in the kitchen, and she like jams a blender on his head upside down, then turns the blender on, and that somehow like kills him.
That would never
I
kill
didn't understand.
Was he a
No, it
cone
didn't.
head?
Like, because the blender.
you. Yeah, exactly. Blenders are small. Like if I put it on my head, it would just sit there.
Right.
head
I
is
couldn't
big.
even cut
Yeah,
my
like-
hair with a blender. Was
Like
it a
imagine
mixer?
trying
it
to
still
put a
had the
bowling
huge
ball in a
plastic
blender
thing.
right now. That's what. Imagine putting a bowling ball in a blender
It
and
wouldn't fit
destroying
in.
it.
Now, was it a
No.
blender or a mixer? Like, if it was one of those like Whirlpool mixer things, that might do some damage.
Yeah, but it pretty much
would need
superfied
industrial
the
cooking
entire
machine,
inside of his head.
Well, I don't know how it
Yeah,
did that.
And I loved the intro where of course as they were going in to have dinner, the big group at the rich mansion of a house, the son's introducing to his parents, his girlfriend or whatever. He's like, this is Z, and she's got a sassy black hairdo that's really down, and she's smoking a cigarette about to walk in. Kind of cute, but you can tell she's the bad girl of the movie, and it was just so shitty of like the mom's like, oh, Z, what a unique name. That's interesting. She's just, yeah, whatever. It's like, that's how you treat someone when you're about to go into their home and murder them? At least be good at pretending to want to be there. Don't go in like you're going to end the evening killing them. I didn't like that. She was a bad addition.
So,
There were no good additions, to be fair.
It's a terrible movie. I don't know why it was rated so high on Rotten Tomatoes. It's bullshit. There was nothing redeeming about it. It was nothing but trouble. That terrible, awful movie.
I wanted him to kill that last girl who was like, oh, I grew up on an Australian survivalist compound. Oh, that's good. Never mention that again. Or in that past part of the movie, that's just something you are, and you do. You're a survivor murderer, apparently. Just, yeah. Wanted him to catch her and get away with the money by the end.
That's one of the things I like about Blair Witch. Everyone dies. At the
I
end.
still haven't seen that.
Oh well, glad I could help.
Damn it!
enjoy now.
Yeah.
I watched it a long time ago, like whenever it came out on video, and it was scary. I watched it in the daytime, and it was scary.
Yeah. You know what scared me? I haven't seen the latest ones, but Paranormal Activity. That was
I've
pretty
seen
scary
all but
to me.
one. Yeah, I've seen all but the one that's like the newest of them.
I might be in the same spot.
How many have they made?
3 or 4.
I think
Three or
I've seen the
four.
first 2.
The second one really was scary. I remember
didn't like
watching
those.
the second one. I watched the second one in like a hotel room. I don't know, I was in Vegas or LA or somewhere, and I had a girl with me, and I was like I was like, come here. Like I had I wanted to be like close to her when we were watching this thing. I was so fucking freaked out, and she was the same way. We were like holding each other in bed, like watching this scary movie.
And
Like, both of
sometimes
us-
there were scenes
both
that
of
looked
us
like
were just like, ugh.
they were supposed to be scary, but they weren't. Like there's a I don't know what the automated pool vacuum device is, but that thing's running around and they're showing you it and like what
Yeah.
it does. And I'm looking for the Paranormal Activity. I'm looking in the shadows. I'm looking at the thing, and it's just never there. And then maybe that was just set up for this is normal behavior, so you can spot abnormal behavior. I don't know, but yeah, they do it well. Not every scene is a fright scene.
They come up with a lot of ways to make static cameras interesting. Like there was the one time where you had it rigged on the fan so that it would like pan. It would like go across the room like this. And so like you would go over here and you'd see something awful over there, but you had to slowly sweep over here where there's nothing, knowing that you're about to come back to where the awful shit is over here, and you're just like, here it comes. And when you get there, nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not, and
you're just like, well, fuck, that thing's out there now. Like, it's loose. Like,
yeah.
It's like that thing I was talking about with those scary bugs. Like, if they got loose in my house, that's how I feel about that too. Like, they're just in the walls now, motherfucker. Like, we gotta burn it down.
I wish we could arrange for a screening of the last Paranormal Activity we haven't seen on the survival trip in the woods.
That's easy to arrange.
Oh?
Couldn't we watch a scarier movie like Fire in the Sky? No,
Watch a
maybe
movie
that's
about
not
people
scary.
getting murdered in the woods.
Yeah,
That would be the best kind of thing.
Yeah, I was thinking we could do like it would be cool if we did PKA from the woods.
I'd like that. We
Like-
could do our PKA 200 special from the woods.
Oh no, I don't think so. I think
Throwing
that
it
we
out
need-
there.
Well, I would like that too, but I think we need to get some guests in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to make sure that we have Merca no matter what.
Oh, right. Yeah. All right, I didn't really think that through when I suggested it.
Yeah. I guess we could run an Ethernet cable for about 1,000 yards from my dad's house out to the woods, and
Need a repeater.
And just hope nothing happens in that 1,000-yard length of Ethernet cord throughout the night.
I'm sure it wouldn't actually, but this I don't know what we should do for episode 200. I've got a few little thoughts. I got a few guest ideas. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out, but I'm going to try to do something cool.
Yeah, I've got a few thoughts for
Yeah, it should
200
be
as well. We've talked about them.
For me, I'll be celebrating episode 12
Do you want to show your new
of
gun?
My new what?
string
You-
here.
Your new rifle.
Oh, I could. Do you think people would like to see it?
I would like to see it.
All right.
That's-
I'd like to see your new rifle.
I put it in the attic, so it's going to take me a second to get it. It's too big for
Okay.
my gun safe.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I was gonna. I'm sure it is.
Don't come back with a sandwich.
Yeah, we were looking at guns that would be good for Woody's channel and also good for Woody's collection, and we decided a 50 cal would be good because it's the biggest thing you can get. It's the most powerful rifle you can get without getting any licensing or anything, and so we're looking at various ones, and this one was. There were some really cheap ones that you can get for like just over $1,000. They're like single shot and crappy, but this thing was a little bit more expensive. But it's a really nice one, and it's like, if I remember correctly, like it was the guy who like owned the company that made the sniper rifles. This was his personal one, so it's really fancy looking, and it's got a nice break. It's stainless steel and laminated stock, and it's
What's it
50 cal.
called?
I don't recall. It's like a boutique rifle. Like, I don't know, they probably made 50 rifles or 100 rifles or something like that, if I remember right. And it's heavy as a motherfucker.
You're going to bring that on the trip? Maybe.
I mean, nah. I mean, I've got one too. Mine's lighter, and I've already got it here. I mean, he might bring it. I don't know. I know he's going to bring it down here sometime so we can shoot it because, like, I've got a place to shoot it, and you can't really shoot that thing indoors. I think he found some property of North Carolina to
that'd be
use,
cool.
but
What other ideas did you have with 200?
Oh, I know I've said it a few times, but I think getting Jeremy involved with something is I think it would make for some really funny material. I think he's just so silly. He's so prone to like answering things ridiculously. We've discussed getting wings, though I don't know about that. It's.
Have you guys talked to him at all yet?
No, I haven't. Wow,
It is
that's
a big
pretty,
case.
it's a pretty serious case. It's really heavy.
Looks light and maneuverable. Good for corners. Oh. Yeah, that's an intense case.
It's a pretty intense rifle. It's so weird looking at his room like this because that's not how his room is. The camera's reversed, so it's kind of mind bending because that's not how that room works.
Oh, because it's like inverted.
Yeah, the door's on the other side.
Well, that's how all of it is, right?
Yeah,
You're looking at how I am
it's
inverted.
a
I'm looking
mirror.
at how you are.
Yeah, this is my right hand.
That thing is a bit unwieldy.
Oh God.
It's really heavy. Like,
See if you
Can
can
you?
jump up and do a 360.
It's too heavy to point. Oh my God. Okay, could you find out how much it weighs, Woody? If you grab the scale, you could do quick math.
maybe if I.
Cause I'm curious, cause I got mine here, and I don't think it's. It must be. That barrel's pretty hardcore. Wow.
That gun is made of solid steel
Oh, that barrel is.
and lead.
Wow.
I can't tell if he's just kind of kidding around or if it's really that heavy that he can't even aim down the
He
scope
can't pull
holding
it.
it up.
He can't.
Well, how much do
I
yours
can't.
weigh?
I
Like
don't
your
know.
50
I'd like to
cal,
think
the light
that I like 20 something pounds, low 20s.
And you can hold it and
I am
aim down.
somewhat winded. While standing, like I had never tried to shoulder it
I've done it
before. A normal person couldn't do that. Like, you can give it a shot, Kyle. But like, I don't think anyone on this call can hold that thing on their shoulder and shoot it. What do you think? You think you'll be able to, Kyle?
Yeah. I think I can hold it on my shoulder and shoot a man-sized target at 100 yards from the shoulder.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I could quick scope it because that's all you have to do. Just
No, it's the other way. I'll go up and then I'll slowly let it fall into the target and I'll squeeze when it's on the target.
It's the gun is heavy. It has what they call a bull barrel, which means it's really thick. It's a 50 cal BMG, which is like the big one you see. But the bipod is really heavy. Like like I read heavy duty bipod. I'm like, oh cool, dude, it's heavy. Like I'm carrying it down from the attic, and I'm like, I need to pay attention because I could strain myself. Just carrying it by like the luggage handle thing. I want to try it again. I wonder if I could shoulder that bitch. It's hard. It's meant to be shot off the bipod, obviously. Hold on, I'm gonna try this shit again. It's freaking heavy.
so you really think you could do that, Kyle?
Yeah.
I think I could as well. I think it's mainly just the elderly and the infirm who have difficulty with it.
Yeah. Like I feel like even if that thing was a solid piece of steel, I could do it.
Yep. It's because we're youthful, vibrant,
Yeah.
live. He's an old fuck.
Potent.
I got closer, I think. I think I was closer that time. What do you guys
Certainly
think?
did.
Was it closer than the last?
It was a little closer. Hang on, let me show
A
mine.
little closer.
So Kyle's about to shoulder his. I can shoulder his too. I've done it several times. It's doable. Mine is not like his. It is bulky. All the parts on it are so built.
Yeah, it looks solid. Like it might even be easier to close range bludgeon someone with it than to kill them
It's
by shooting it.
it's I bought it kind of as a prop for the new channel. Like, the prop makes it seem non-functional, but I was like, I think things are like, if you're gonna shoot something, it's just more interesting when you shoot it with the big gun. So that's what
Yep.
I got. I've got 223s and stuff, and they're cool. And they do their job, but kaboom! The muzzle brake on that thing, all the grass will like level and flatten and wave in the air after the bullet goes. And that's kind of neat.
That is pretty cool.
So
How
we'll
much?
see.
So you don't know at all how much it weighs? You can't. Like you.
Oh, you know what? There's a scale in the other room. I'll just weigh it. So hold on.
Oh. Well, there's no rush.
It's a service I
But
provide.
I think I think
Kyle's-
Kyle wanted to know.
Here, I'll find out. Hold on.
What is it?
He's gonna find out how much it weighs.
Oh yeah. Did you see that thing I had?
No.
Look at this. Look at my camera. Hang on.
All right, I got your camera up. Why? What's the point of this? Is that a shotgun?
Yeah.
Oh, is that like one of those that you use for like mass killing ducks or something? Like one of those punt guns?
So, my 50 cal weighs about 25 pounds, something like that. But it's a bullpup, so it's more balanced. His barrel's a lot longer, so the weight's on the end. And this one's actually a lot easier.
And that's a 50?
I'm looking forward to seeing his.
It was actually lighter than I expected. It was 42 pounds. 42 pounds is still a heavy gun. Yeah, but we'll see when Kyle comes back.
What?
That is a lot of weight. That's like holding up, half of a 10-year-old trying to fire it.
Yeah, and the other, so it's 42 pounds, but
That's a lot of weight.
all the weight, I don't know if you can see it. It's from the bipod forward. Like the stock and the scope, that's not really where the heavy part is. It's kind of like imagine a 42-pound baseball bat and then holding that 3 pound, 3 feet in front of you. Like that's kind of what the thing is. Some people can do it, but it's heavy. I've shouldered Kyle's
40?
too. 42.
Ooh, that's a heavy fucking gun.
Yeah, and I was saying while you were, I don't know if you were back yet, but all the weight is in the front. It's in that bipod and it's in the really thick barrel on the front of it. The stock, it's bigger than a normal stock, but it's not heavy. I mean, I bet the stock weighs like 6 pounds or something.
Yeah, it's very front heavy.
Yeah, no, it's really nicely balanced on the bipod. Like, it's heavy to carry and just move around and do anything. But if you get behind it and like put it to your shoulder when it's on the bipod, you're like, oh, this is like, they put the bipod right in the center of the gravity. Like they did it just like you're supposed to. But yeah, that thing's, it's not a shoulder fired rifle. It's which actually, as I'm thinking about it might be a bit of a downside. It's kind of cool in some ways that it's like so bulky, but there could be video things where you might have to resort to a 223 because I can't shoulder file that.
No, I can't imagine a scenario where you need to shoulder fire.
Right. Maybe it's just the shot you prefer. I don't know. I'm just thinking it'd be nice to be able to do both. Yours you can do both. You can
I
shoulder
suppose so.
fire it. It's his is heavy
We could do
too.
it with yours too. We could do it with yours too. We just get some fishing line, help you out.
Or I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to look at it. If the bipod removes easily, then that would probably cut like 6 or 7 pounds off the front of it, and that might do the trick.
Yeah. Or you could start working out. You could start just. I think that's just curls. I think
I
that's
already
your bicep,
started
right?
3 minutes ago.
Yeah, some curls would help with that. I think that's mostly your bicep that's holding it up over there.
Bicep. Yeah, some sort of Delton trap maybe too. But yeah, I agree. It's I want if everyone watching this thinks that they'd easily be able to shoulder it because they've shouldered lots of
No,
big
now
guns,
that you said it was
only
42.
some of you are right. Yeah.
Yeah, now that you say that it's 42 pounds, that's a big fucking gun.
Yeah.
I don't know how much my long-barreled shotgun weighs, but it's not 42 either.
No.
That's fucking heavy.
Yeah, that long-barreled shotgun is silly.
Yeah,
Like
I like it.
That's ludicrous.
I wonder if I
like it.
tweeted out a picture of it.
What do you need that for?
There's a
Nothing.
reason.
Home invasions?
No.
It's for turkey
Don't get too
shoots.
close.
Yeah.
It's for turkey shoots. It's this contest they do around Thanksgiving, and they put a dot on a piece of paper, and everyone shoots it from the same distance, and you see everyone shoots once with a shotgun, so there's multiple pellets, and whoever gets the most pellets in it literally wins a turkey, like a frozen turkey, and everybody puts $5 in to shoot, so it's called a turkey shoot. With a gun like that, you really reach out and touch the guy.
and for people that don't know, like what it does is it makes it so that like on a shotgun, after you shoot it, the pellets kind of spread out a bit. But this barrel, I'm looking for a picture of it. This barrel, because it's so long, the pellets tend to stay together. So if you aim it accurately, they don't spread as far, and you get more pellets on the target. That's like
and it's also very tight. It's a tight choke on the end. I've shot it against I've shot it against my father's extra full turkey choke, and we shoot a similar pattern. But I don't use it for anything. I've shot skeet with it before just for fun. It's mostly it's mostly a just for fun gun.
I could have sworn that I tweeted a picture of the gun. There's a picture of me with a little 22 and you holding this gigantic turkey shoot rifle. And I said something I thought was clever and tweeted it out, but I don't know. I can't find it anymore.
Yeah, that thing's cool. I was in a gun store and I saw that thing on the wall. I was buying a bunch of stuff. Honestly, it was when I was, I think it was when we were doing that controller thing. I needed a bunch of shit. I had $800 worth of explosives and ammunition. Plus, I'd already bought 2 guns, and I saw that gun on the wall, and I was like, "Is that for sale?" And they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "Is it a real working gun?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, wrap it the fuck up. Let's go. Come on." It was just so bizarre. The barrel is, I don't know. It's taller than the whole shotgun is much taller than I am.
Yeah, I want to say it's like an 8-foot long gun or something.
Yeah, it's about 7 or 8 feet long, and it's just fun to play with.
Yeah.
They're all fun to play with though. As I look around the room, I'm kind of surrounded by weapons, and they're all really fun to play with in their own little ways.
They all need to be cleaned.
That's why they're here. I'm in the process of cleaning them. Let's see. I'll show you no, I guess I won't. It's over there. My M92 FS, my 9mm, the lower slide seemed to be degrading or something. I don't know what happened to it. It's falling apart. I have to get a new blower for that thing or something, or get some serious TLC going. But the rest of them are fine. They just got a little rusty. And most of the military ones, like this thing doesn't have any rust on it at all. These don't rust.
FS2000. I really like that one. It might be my favorite gun that I have.
It's really cool. And I think I'm gonna get the replace the factory grip with the tri-rail. I think I want it.
Oh, I'd like to hold it after you get it and see if it's cool.
Yeah, they say it's heavy, but they also say it's worth the heaviness. And I'll be able to mount a grip there, and maybe even mount a bipod, like one of those grip pods that turns into a bipod, because this thing doesn't really fit on sandbags well, like this part.
I like mine, partly because it always works and it's been reliable for me. But I partly like it because I hit what I aim at with it. It's if you said, Woody, here's something 50 yards away, you have to hit it. It's it might be the scope that's on it. It might be just the way it fits me or whatever. I believe most of my guns are more accurate than I am, but with that particular gun, I think I'm as accurate as the gun is, and that's nice.
You should get a new trigger for it.
That's a thought.
I don't know. Because that trigger sucks.
Yeah, yeah, I guess it does, doesn't it?
It's real bad. It sucks. But it would be nice to have a real nice I don't know, this my AR here has got a 3.5 pound trigger in it. It's really nice.
When you start diverting away from factory stuff, does it get less reliable?
No, no.
You wouldn't say so.
Not if you get good quality stuff. Factory. A lot of the times it is factory stuff. It's some of the best companies make the accessories. And you can get some Knights Armament stuff or some Troy Industries stuff. And FN makes their own stuff. HK makes their own stuff.
Mm.
I like Geisley triggers. Geisley triggers are incredible.
I
That's
feel
what
like
I've
with
got
cars, almost any time you divert from the factory, you're making a sacrifice there, right? Sometimes it's better, but if it is, it's extraordinarily more expensive. Oftentimes you're making some kind of trade-off. Like this will perform a little better but burn out faster. Or this will, perform better in some way but sacrifice this other thing. Like here it is. It'll be slightly faster on the track, but it's going to drive terribly on a bumpy road. And usually from the factory, unless you're trying to achieve something like sporty or off-roady, it's almost optimal. Like the quality, the price, etc. You're not making too many sacrifices. You need unusual needs to benefit from going away from the factory. Whereas with guns, it seems like, with guns, I guess you can just improve stuff and not give up too much.
Yeah, I think you can.
What do you have there? Is that a Ruger? I still can't tell from the...
Desert Eagle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is the Target version. It's got some extra barrel. So normally the barrel would end there. Like when you get the slide back, it is long. But this one's a 357. I've got a 44 Magnum and a 50 cal, but I like this one a lot. We had a mannequin up one day, and somebody was with us, and they were talking about shooting, and they're like, see if you can hit the mannequin between the eyes. And I was like, I'll shoot his fucking fingers off, and I shot all of his fingers off with this pistol. It's a really accurate pistol, and it's got very good sights. I'd like to show you the sights, but there's no way for me to do it without pointing. I guess I'll point it at myself. So it's clear and all that stuff. But
oh, I see. They're not lined up quite right, but I definitely see what it is.
yeah, they're very nice sights, and they glow in the dark. They're tritium. So that's cool. I like 357s. I've got the 357 revolver. I've got the 1911 357, and I've got this thing.
I just have a revolver in 357.
I like it. It's fast. And it works for hunting. It's one of the smallest rounds you could use to still shoot a deer with a pistol. And I've always wanted to do that.
My father-in-law used to drive around with a 357 and on his riding mower in case a bear bothered him. I don't know how it would go.
It'd go bad for the bear.
Think?
Well, I mean, it had to be a pretty angry bear to attack a lawnmower with a mounted gun.
I guess so. Yeah. They always had bear issues. In New Jersey, killing a bear is a really big deal. But he had 10 acres of property, and I'm like, who's counting the bears? I don't know. Just shoot it and throw it in a river.
Some liberal douche.
I love that episode of Sopranos when there's a bear coming in the yard, and Tony's wife, Carmel, she immediately runs and grabs that fucking AK-47. She's like, and she's like going, like looking for the bear, like it's a fucking AK. That's their bear gun.
That would do the trick, I bet.
Oh yeah, that'd get it done real nice.
Yeah, that would get it done for good.
I've deer hunted with that round before.
Have you?
Yeah,
I mean, I think even
shit of a deer.
You wouldn't want to kill a bear with a 223, but the way you can follow up so nicely, like I feel like I could put 15 rounds in a bear pretty quickly. With like an AR-15, it would have to hate that.
I mean, like, come on, an AR-15. You could go hardcore and just go like 3-round burst and just destroy him. You got 40 rounds in here. This thing's fully automatic, and you can shoot them from like 500 meters away.
Yeah, that what scope is that?
It's that Night Force scope,
Oh.
or excuse me, it's the Premier Optic scope. It's not the Night Force.
It looks amazing.
I like it. It looks good on this. I like it on this. I've been playing with it some.
Yeah. Do you guys want to call it a wrap?
Yep.
Am I too quick?
I suppose. No. I think you're there. I'm just thinking if there. I just wanted to drop a few things at the end. Like make sure, keep in mind, PKN is now for those $10 members. So get on there and make sure you've got the right plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely worth stepping up to 10. If you're at 5, like going to 10, it's a huge step up now. And PKA 200 is coming up soon. Like to see your ideas in the comments down below.
Yeah.
And I think that's just
The
about
Edge
it.
is the movie for this week, so watch that.
The Edge,
And
and I promise you, you'll like this one. This one's good. Like this is one
Okay.
I've seen before. This is one of my favorites. Very good, manly movie.
Nice.
It better be. Redeem you from that shit show this week.
Well, yeah, no, I'm to blame for that terrible horror movie, but he's to blame for the one before that. I forget what it was called, but it was yucky.
It wasn't even. It was the Master, and it wasn't that bad.
I didn't see it, so
No,
I
it
shouldn't
wasn't
have
that
said
bad.
that. But
Whatever.
the other people didn't seem to like it. I don't know.
Well,
All
fuck
right.
those other people. Good night, guys.
All right, PKA 198.
Woo woo.